What's going on? Is it Damaris? What's going on, Damaris? I'm pretty sure YouTube is about to tell people that I'm going live right now, so I'm just letting the music play like I usually do for about the first 5 minutes. This is going to be a pretty interesting topic, and I wonder if the people who I kind of spoke to today, if they're going to be in here today. We're going to see though. Appreciate you guys all. Who's all in here right now? Where y'all from? Where y'all tuning in from? Give me the state where y'all tuning in from. What state y'all tuning in from? Atlanta. I didn't know that was a state. Cuckoo. I'm joking. Ohio in the house. Cali. Washington. Florida, my home. What's going on, No Chaser? Got Bama in the house. Texas, Georgia. Robbie B from Washington State. He just got West Coast. I hear you on that. When people ask me what state I'm from, I say I'm from a great state of mind. So, Cuckoo from Georgia. Lee Wagner from Virginia. Phillip, Kentucky. Atlanta is a state of mess. Yeah, I hear you. What's going on, Winhan? Got Denver in the house, which is a city. Tennessee. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Y'all, if y'all got people that y'all know that watches the channel, let them know that I'm live. You can just share the video with them real quick. All you got to do is on your phone, hit the little share button. Hit the little share button, and you can just share with people in your contact list if you're on the phone right now. So I just want to let y'all know that in case y'all didn't. Yeah, we got Michigan in the house. Risa Neal in the house from Arkansas. Don't forget to hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen, so this video can be circulated within the YouTube algorithm. I don't know if my moderators are in here yet. I might go into this after a good minute or after this song plays through, but I think I hit everybody else up in here. Oh, you know what? Let me see if I could possibly post a poll in here. Let me see. I'm going to post a poll here. See if y'all going to get this right. Here we go. I'm throwing in a poll there, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all can answer that poll. Some of y'all, you probably is going to be surprised. You're not supposed to be giving that away, Donna. You're not supposed to be giving that away. How you doing, sis? All right, it's probably gonna play through again, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to let y'all know that it's probably gonna play through again for a little bit. You're just gonna let it do that because what this is doing, this is allowing YouTube to let everybody know that I'm live right now, which they have a hard time doing that for my audience. But Donna Frank Sack, hey, I have something that I have to send to you guys. Tell Steve that I did email him about a question that he asked me, and I want to clear it up what he was talking about. So let Steve know that, Donna. And I still have something I need to send you guys because something came back through the mail. A so-called got messed up and they replaced something that you guys sent me. You know what I'm talking about, though. That's between us. But I got y'all on that. Winhand, I don't know if you can see the poll on Facebook, but I did just post a poll. I want to see what you guys' opinion are, because like I said, it don't matter. But I mean, I'm not gonna give too much away. Jeez, look at some of y'all, man. Why not? Y'all are wrong. Some of y'all think majority is going to win on this, huh? Appreciate that, Don. I see you say you'll let him know. Yeah, let him know that I responded to his email. And Donna, for real, just because you and Steve, I really, really do appreciate y'all support, though. I really do, sis. You guys have been some of the greatest supporters of my channel since day one, so I really appreciate that. Karen from Massachusetts. Charles Parker said it doesn't matter, but I would like to know. Cape Cod, Florida's in the house. We got about 30 more seconds, folks, that we're going to get into this whole deal. Because I just think it's really interesting, though. It really is. Hawaii in the house. Wow. Nice. Are my moderators in here? 75 people in here right now. Make sure y'all hit that like button before we get started. We're going to be getting started here just in a little bit. All right. We will be getting started here in a little bit because, yeah, this is going to be deeper than what a lot of folks think. It really is. It really, really is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this video on May the 10th, you might want to jump ahead 5 minutes, okay? You might, actually no. If you're watching this video right now, that means you are 5 minutes into it. I'm sorry. If you're watching it right now, you are 5 minutes into it if you're watching it May 10th. I'm Ty Smith, known as Modern Renaissance Man. Welcome to my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. Do me a favor. Don't forget that when you finish watching this video or while you're watching the video to hit that thumbs up right there so this video can be circulated within the YouTube algorithm. And also do not forget to double check to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that bell right there. When you click the bell right there, it's going to give you a little sidebars, whatever side tabs is going to say something like, hey, do you want to see all Ty's notifications, some of Ty's notifications, or none? Make sure you set it to all. So when I do go live, you guys can be in here. Now, folks, this is something that has been more of a huge topic, more than y'all could ever know, or more than you can ever imagine. And it's one of these deals where it is not really like it's any effect, but I actually think that it's very interesting and it has come into a certain type of fruition. Mama Don is in the house. Mama Don's in the house. Appreciate you. You said you watching commercials. Woohoo! YouTube is monetizing this video. We got Andrea Viola in the house too. Some of my old schools in here, but Mama Don right here, Beth Mitchum. I'm just saying, I just give credit where credit is due. She was the #1 person when I first started my YouTube channel. She's the very first person I talked to, and we have been good friends since. And she says she loves the hat. You want to know why? Because Mama Don, Beth Mitchum, she gave me this hat. Isn't she generous, y'all? She's such a lovely, generous Southern belle, isn't she? She's just so lovely, so nice. Look at her. She said she loves the hat. But seriously, no, Beth Mitchum really did give me this hat. She seriously did. She gave me the hat. She gave me some matching socks, a scarf, a football, everything that matched this right here. She has been a huge blessing to us and our family. And so appreciate that, Mama Don. Appreciate that. Okay, so guys, y'all have no idea. I have done, you guys don't know this because some of these panels, I know my audience, I know my subscribers. I've gone on several panels, at least, I would say, of different channels. I've gone on at least 50 different channels that all have their own panels. And when I get onto these channels, and this happens in the real world too, I noticed that when I give my opinion to a certain subject that we are talking about, or a particular matter, be it marriage, be it life, be it success, be it becoming a man, be it what makes a good woman, what makes a good man, what makes how to raise your children, spirituality. I every single time, no doubt, always have somebody. We do this session where when everything is over with, do anybody have questions for the panelists? Then they always say, do you have questions for MRM, who is a guest on here? I kid you guys not, without a shadow of a doubt, I 100% always get at least 15 to 20 people that says, Ty says he's married. Is his wife white? Or Ty says he's married. What color is his wife? Ty says he's married. I bet his wife is white. Ty, I don't think he's married to a black woman. I get this all the time. And look, I just want y'all to know this is no thing where I'm saying all this so y'all can take offense to it. So I know some of you guys are going to say things like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Well, what I wanted to let you guys know is that that's the reason why I titled this. I said, why do some people assume that my wife is white? And I have it on there that it's deeper than you think. And the title should say, why do black women assume my wife is white? That's what it is. So before we get into that, again, double check to make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Click that thumbs up button if you like this subject that we're getting ready to talk about right now. I do know I tried to wait. And for some people to get in here that said, I'm going to come on, Ty, I'm going to talk, and I'm going to talk, I'm going to jump in here, I'm going to be, but you know, of course, a lot of people say they're going to do a whole lot of things and they don't, which is completely fine. Maybe they'll jump on as the show is going. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave the poll up for right now. Maybe I'll drop the poll after about a good 15, 20 some odd minutes to see what the people are. But if y'all are voted, y'all, and there's a lot of, you know, y'all voted. Okay, y'all voted, and we're gonna leave it at that. We don't know what it is right now. Some of y'all might know if you clicked on it. So again, appreciate y'all all being in here, but let me tell y'all something. So here's the deal, folks. When it comes to me and my life and my married life, I talk about my marriage a lot. Some of you have guys have been on my channel. I talk about my marriage a lot. What I don't do, I don't disclose any what I consider to be things that is none of y'all business type information. For example, a lot of you guys don't even know when I go on vacation. When I get back, I just tell y'all, oh, the reason I was gone for a week because me and my family went on vacation. But I don't tell y'all, I don't tell anybody that I'm going on vacation. Some of you guys are close to me. You know, I'm just being real. Some of y'all are close to me enough. The ones who have my phone number, those of you that have my phone number, you know, I will let you guys know. So y'all, I know y'all care for me. I'm just being real. Miss Mama Don in here, she has my number. So people like her, I'm just being honest with y'all. People like her, I will let her know because, you know, she's like, that's why I call her Mama Don. She'll get worried. Why haven't you been posting? Where are you? What's going on? That's what she would do. Okay. So I didn't even tell her though. That's the thing. I'm just being real with y'all. But what I'm saying is she's somebody, people that have my phone number, those type of people that are that close to me, those are some of the people that I might let know, but I still don't even tell them. I might tell them afterwards. You see, look what she just put right there. She said, never told me. Now, what I want to do is let me go ahead and get on into this. Why do black women, and there are some black men, but mostly it's black women, why do they assume my wife is white? So let me tell y'all something here. Before y'all think that it has anything to do with conservative and being in the political world or me going, y'all people, look, I am getting ready to be married 22 years next month. I'm about to, yes, woo-hoo-hoo, baby, yes. I'm about to be married 22 years come June, okay? Now, I have been getting that question ever since me and my wife have been married 5 years. So you talking before I even got into politics, I'm always getting this question. So let me tell y'all, and let me tell y'all something here though. And it's deeper than you think. It's deeper than you think. Okay. Now, I want you guys to listen to this with an open mind because a lot of us will jump to conclusions. Listen to me. I'm just saying this. I'm trying to say this before you start saying things like, it doesn't matter. Your wife color is irrelevant. Why do people care? That's like racism. What's wrong with these black women? Listen. Have an open mind right now because this is deeper than what y'all think. It has. I didn't say that the black women were mad at me. Now listen, because some of y'all are responding as if the black women are mad at me. Some are, some were, but I don't want you, what I want you to think about is why it's deeper than what you think, and that's why I titled it this. So one of the things that I always do is this: I talk about my wife and I talk about my family all the time, and it's something that's very unique that I do. And this is how I raise my sons. I tell people about my wife. I tell people about my sons. When I was raising my sons, when my sons would have friends, I would ask my sons, who are their friends' names? Never once did I ever bring up color. I just, hey, where's Chananiah? Hey, where's Jada? Hey, where's Megan? That's what I was, things like that. You know, where's Michael? Where's Thomas? Where's Chris? Where's Brandon? Where's Capri? Where's Heather? That's what I would do. I would know their name and ask them, where are they? Or ask them questions about them. But one thing that I never did, I never had no description of what they looked like. Okay. So what I'm saying that for is this: whenever I talk about my wife, check this out. This is, like I said, listen, because I'm going to keep on repeating the title. It's deeper than what y'all think. And I sat back a few times like, man, why? Because no, I'm about to give something away. I'm not going to jump to the conclusions on something, but something that goes on, it goes on in the mind. And let me tell y'all this, and it's actually kind of sad, and it's kind of eye-opening, and it's kind of revealing that there is something going on subconsciously on a deep level. So let me get on into this. I never talk about my wife in relation to how my wife looks. I would say my wife, now I'm sorry, I say my wife is fine. My wife is beautiful. She is. Okay. But I never say my wife looks like this or looks like that. I say my wife is fine. My wife is beautiful. Okay. When I'm at work, I talk about my wife all the time. My coworkers, nobody that I work with in these different facilities, the different facilities that I direct over, no one in there that has ever had a conversation with me would be able to say, I didn't know he was married. They won't be able to say, I didn't know he had a wife. They wouldn't say, I didn't know he had kids. What people would say to me all the time is, what? Dude, you have a 19-year-old and a 21-year-old tie. You've been married 22 years, dude. But one thing they look, now look, I'm just being real with y'all. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I do know that there is ways of people telling me that I'm a good looking guy. I do. And that's what I'm saying. I give off the demeanor at work. Don't play with me. Nobody's going to try to flirt with me. Nobody's going to try to get you. Not going to do that with me. You say something like that off to the side, whatever like that, I'll laugh it off, whatever like that. But then I will tell you, you need to be careful. Okay. Now, what I'm saying that for is this. People got ways, it's women, y'all do, you got ways of saying things without getting in trouble. You will say things like, oh my God, I bet your wife is gorgeous. I bet your wife is pretty. Ty, I bet your wife is I get that. I bet your wife is beautiful. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? So anyway, I'm just telling y'all, that's what something some people say. Okay. Now check this out. I talk about my wife's personality. I talk about my wife's attitude. I talk about how my wife carries herself. I talk about how my wife dresses. I talk about how my wife's modesty is. Okay. Now, I talk about how my wife is towards me. I say things like my wife is soft-spoken. My wife is sweet. My wife is the type of person, she don't like to be around crowds. Like, you know, I talk about that's my wife. That's how she is. She's soft-spoken. She's sweet. She don't have to be around big crowd. She don't like y'all would think like my wife would like to be out there like I am. My wife is nothing like that. My wife is not out there in the public eye, out there in front of people. My wife is nothing like that. My wife is very timid. She's not really shy, but she is a person that would rather be behind the scenes doing things. Right now, this is where people hear me talk about at work. So what does your wife do? My wife I've been taking care of my family since day one, but my wife has her master's in business marketing. I mean, she has her bachelor's in business marketing management, right? That's what she has her degree. She has her degree in business marketing and management. Okay. My wife is a complete clean freak. My wife cleans every day for no reason. My wife cleans every day for no reason. Like I would sit there and be like, babe, what are you going to didn't you just Swiffer sweep the floor yesterday? She's like, yeah, but she goes around Swiffer sweeping. Dust is everywhere all the time. I'm like, how do you know? How do you know there's dust everywhere? That's how she is. My wife is the type of person where I'm like, babe, can you just sit down? When we sit down as a family, and that's another thing. Me, my wife, my sons, we sit down and we have dinner. We eat, we talk. Soon as we get done eating, my wife is standing up, still conversating. She already over there rinsing out the dishes, getting ready to put it in the dishwasher. I'm like, can you just like, what in the world? Then when she get done doing that, she's steady talking to us. She's wiping the stove off. She's doing all this stuff while me and my sons are still sitting at the table. Then she'll say, oh, y'all can go conversate in the living room. Like, why? Because I'm getting ready to sweep the floor. It's not dirty. Like, what? It's not dirty. Y'all bailing, y'all all get out. You and the dog, y'all all get out the kitchen. Because I'm getting ready to sweep the floor. And don't come in here until the floor is dry. You even walk towards the kitchen. My wife is like, what you getting ready to come in here for? Because the floor is still, the Swiffer sweet stuff is not dry yet. Like that. You get done taking a drink like this, like I'm all done. She taking a cup out of my hand. She getting ready to go rinse it out. I'm like, babe, can't you just like wait till the end of the day? So this is what I say about people. This is how I describe my wife. When my wife is out and about, if I'm at work and my wife is out at the store, my wife will text me, hey, I'm at the store. Is there anything that you need me to get at the store? That's what my wife does. My wife will say things to me like, hey, you have any dinner ideas? What do you think you might want to eat, right? So just think, I'm giving y'all a full scoop of what I talk about at work a lot when I have conversations with coworkers. My wife is out and about. Hey, I just want to let you know the oil light came on in the van and I went on ahead and got the OW20 oil at AutoZone. I use your discount. I got the oil filter, the cabin filter, the engine filter, and I got the right oil. I just want to let you know I got that so you can change the oil later on today or whenever you get to it. This is stuff that my wife does. Okay. Now, it's amazing that with all of our vehicles, she knows that, okay, your truck has this type of oil and it takes this many quarts. The van has this many quarts. My car has this. His car has that. Then your other son, his car has that. And then your other car, it has, she knows all these different oils. And she'll go and she'll sometimes just go to the car and she'll just put it in the on position and she'll go, okay, so it looked like you haven't really been driving that car right there, Ty. So, yeah, you're not going to need an oil. This is stuff that my wife does, okay? My wife does yard work. She cuts the grass 75% of the time. Yes, I can do it. But you know what she tells me? She wants to do it because that's like therapy for her. It's weird to me, but to her, she said cutting the grass is like therapy for her. Now, I get out there and cut the grass, whatever. I do all that. But my wife, she's out there. She's cutting the grass. And she even has a little weed eater thing. She likes doing that. That's what she does. And you know what she says to me? You know, I like to beautify my house. If anybody that lives in the areas that I have homes in, people, I kid you not, you can show up at any time to one of my houses and my house is going to be clean. My house is going to be me. I come in the house after work. I'm like, yeah, babe, I'm doing this. I'm like talking to her. I'm taking my shoes off, throwing them right there. My wife, she grabbed my shoes and put them in the closet. Now, look, listen to me when I tell y'all this. This is not a thing where, oh, look how you got your wife being like this. You just come in there, take your shoes off and throw them down and your wife got to go. No, my wife don't have to do anything. It's just as being a man, I'm like, hey, babe, I'm coming off of work. I'm glad to see my wife. I'm just taking my shoes off. I'm trying to engage the conversation. I'm like, yeah, I'll get my shoes later, babe. But my wife is already, this is her, Oh, really? That's what happened. She's doing this and putting my shoes up. I'm like, babe, can you just, I'll put my shoes up. I'm just happy to see you right now. Been at work. Let me tell you about some things that went on at work. And she steady, putting the shoes up and everything. So you know what I started doing? I started coming home and not taking my shoes or anything. I just started coming home and sitting down and talking to her. So this is how I'm explaining some of the things that my wife does. She cuts the grass. Now, my wife will say things to me while she's out. If you see anything on TV or if you think you want to have a new meal or a new dessert, she says, let me know because I will make it. Okay. My wife, her laundry days are Monday, right? When my wife does laundry, my wife folds all of our clothes. My wife separates my gym clothes from my regular work clothes, from my just, and then I also have what I call like work around the house clothes. She separates all that. She folds underwear. My wife folds underwear. She folds shirts. She put the matches, the socks together and put them all separate. Now, is that a thing? Like, I'm like, I'm a macho man and woman. You do. No. That's just who my wife is. As a man, I don't care. I will go to where we have our clothes at. I will just ball my shirt up and just put it in there. I don't care because I'm going to take it out and put it on. My wife folds all these shirts and folds all these underwear. And she put them in the drawer, and I go in there and I just rip it out. And I just got done folding all this. Can you look? All you gotta do is take the first 3 up like this, get the shirt you want, and lay them back down. Okay, snatch out. Tayana says, I'm sorry, Tanya Friedman, I might say that wrong, says, you're so humble. Hey, I appreciate that. Mama Don said, I went back to work when my boys were older and I had to work, clean, take the kids, all their activities, wash clothes, help, homework. I'm old and exhausted, so now I have things I need. Absolutely, sis. Says, I know she don't sound like that. No, she don't sound like that at all. My wife voice is sweet. She talks like, it's more like a, now, Tyler, I just got done putting all those shirts in there and you just snatched it out and all the 3 shirts on top of there, you messed those up. I folded those. So next time, can you just like lift them all up and take them out of da-da-da? I'm like, babe, I don't care if those shirts are folded in there. I don't care. I'm just taking this. I don't tell her to do it. She just does it. So I have gotten better and I have gotten better. I really do go in there and I lift up the shirts and take the one I want out, whatever like that. Okay. Now, in our house, like right now, you guys see this background right here. This is not how my background is going to look. But if y'all go back to some old videos, maybe 2 weeks ago, you will see that my fireplace was not this color. So we doing some renovations in my man cave area. I told my wife, I'm going to be doing some new things in my man cave area. I'm putting up some new lights. I'm going to be painting. Guess what my wife did? Well, I want to help. Now, I didn't ask her to. This is her saying, I want to help. I'm like, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, well, I'm going to paint the walls and I have to have a different paint for the fireplace right there. My wife told me, well, I'll paint the fireplace. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We sat there. I turned on some music. Me and my wife down here. I'm painting the wall. You know, these walls behind them, y'all probably don't even notice it. It probably all looked white to you guys, but these walls weren't not white. They were a cream. They were a French vanilla color, but I'm painting them all white. I'm going to be putting my new floors down and everything. And guess what my wife is saying? My wife's saying, I'll help. Right? Now, she takes care of the finances in our house. I literally am not a man that I have what you call expensive hobbies. I don't have expensive hobbies. Okay? My hobbies is probably a one-time fee. It's probably a one-time fee that like this keyboard. I play the piano. This is a one-time fee. I've had this thing for years. And that I play. The things I do are considered to be free. I'm not a man that I go out to the bars and go shoot some pool. I got to put money in there. I don't go gambling. I don't do any of the things. My things that I have, my hobbies, they are a one-time fee. I have a PlayStation 5. I am a gamer. I pay one fee. That's it. Yes, we do really well. And even though you guys support the channel and all that, which is really great, I'm just letting you know, I don't pay attention to our finances like that. My wife takes care of all of that. Every now and then I go to my wife and I say, what do we look like? My wife will say, okay, in this account, you have this, and that account right here, you have that. In this account, you have this. And then your business account, we have this, you know, right there, da, 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 da. And then I say, okay, because the reason why, because I'm getting ready to, I'm going to put such and such. So I'm going to be using that out of this account right there. Otherwise, I don't pay attention to our finances. My wife takes care of all of that. She takes care of our mortgage, the property taxes, I mean, we only got 2 cars. Well, actually, yeah, 2 cars that we paying on right now. The other ones are paid off. She takes care of that. She takes care of I don't do anything like that. I work, it gets direct deposited. My wife takes care of all of that. I don't even know what my wife even goes and gets. I don't know. I'm not one of those husbands that's hovering on my wife. Why'd you buy this? Why'd you buy that? What's going on with this? What's going on with that? What happened here? What happened that? I'm not one of those husbands that do that. All I know is every now and then I'm the person that says, what do we look like? And it's usually because I might want to go and get me something that's going to be in addition to my truck. I might want to go and get me that's going to be a game. I do not know. Otherwise, my wife, and let's just say if she wanted to do something for family, she would come to me and she would say, Ty, so like right now, she said Mother's Day is coming up. And her mom always talked about wanting hardwood flooring in her room. So guess where my wife is right now with her mom? My wife and my mother-in-law are out right now looking at flooring. So I can put it down for her in her room that she always wanted. That's what my wife is getting my mother-in-law for Mother's Day. But the point is, my wife came to me and said, do you mind if I get this gift for mom? And some of y'all will look at that like, oh man, why you just this? No. She's doing exactly what a wife's supposed to do. She's coming to me and she's not asking me like permission. She's pretty much saying, do you agree with this gift I'm getting ready to get my mom? But then you got a lot of people that will try to jump in there. Look, your wife got to come to you and ask for prayer. I just got done telling y'all I don't pay attention to finance. My wife literally was coming to ask me, what do I think about the gift to get her mom? And she was asking also because she knows I know how to put floors down and want to know if I'll be able to do that for her mom. Andrea Viola, appreciate the super chat here, says your wife is a partner. She runs home like a CEO. She has pride in her home, food, family. She is creating beauty everywhere. That is a blessing. Yes, my wife is a huge blessing. So again, I'm saying all these things because is building up to something. What's going on, Knight? Appreciate you being in here. Here's another thing. So I just got done telling you guys all the finance stuff, right? My wife can go and buy and get whatever she wants. I don't care. I love my wife. But here's the deal though. I've been with my wife long enough that my wife don't have expensive habits or nothing like that. She's not, I got to have 5 pair, all these shoes, my wife got very nice shoes. She's got nice outfits, but that's why in the process of me and my wife dating, we vetted each other. I knew my wife was not that type of woman. Although my wife can go and be able to compete with anybody out there, whether she wants, my wife can go and get Gucci, Louis Vuitton, all that, Michael, whatever you call them, Michael Kors, I don't know what you call them, but she can go and do all that stuff. But my wife is just not into a lot of that stuff. We talked these things out when we were first married. We talked these things out to extent to why would you buy all these clothes and these outfits and everything like that unless you're going to an event? Why just have them in there just to have them in there? These are things that we talked about before we got where we are right now, right? Let me move on. My wife follows my lead. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why my wife follows my lead. It's not because I ask her. It's not because when I told my wife, now, are you going to be the type of woman that you're going to submit to me? My wife is submissive. My wife is submissive. But let me take y'all down the road when it comes to submissive. Okay, let me take y'all down the road. Okay. The analogy that I'm going to give you guys is this. When you see MMA fighting and somebody gets put, oh God, I know I talked about this earlier. Somebody gets put into a certain type of hold. They say the person tapped out. He put him in a submissive hold. You got put into a submissive hold. Somebody put you into a submissive hold. So I don't want y'all to think nothing crazy about this. I don't want you to think nothing crazy about this, okay? Me and my wife never had a conversation about her being submissive. Now, all those, that's why I wanted to be this part right here to be down at the bottom. I wanted you guys to hear all the things that I said about my wife. I said all these things about my wife. You have changed, Ty. Lee Wagner, I don't know what you mean by that or in what way. I have no idea. Okay. I'm just saying, I don't know what you mean by that. But I don't know if to thank you or to be like, but anyway. So anyway, the reason why I said me and my wife never talked about submissiveness is because of this. My wife, nature, fell in line with my nature. I, as a young man, was moving better than a lot of so-called grown men. My mentality, my attitude, and my character was so keen that it made this older woman fall in line with how I was moving. Masculine, showing leadership, assertiveness. My wife wrote me a poem. I wish I had it right here next to me and I would have been able to show you guys. My wife wrote a poem when we came to the point where we decided to get married. Her poem labeled to me was called My Everlasting Inspiration. I wish I mean, she's gone right now. I would ask her to bring it to me, but if we got it all, we got it. It's like in a frame. That was my wife. She wrote a poem to me and she read it to us at our wedding reception. And it's called My Everlasting Inspiration is what she wrote about me. And my wife is my wife is a psalmist. Like, she can write poems. Every time we go to an event, somebody in the family wants my wife to write a poem. My wife can write poems like crazy. So what I'm saying that for is this. When my wife, I was on, listen to me, y'all. Listen to this, because this is absolutely something that a lot of folks don't even understand. A lot of people that I talk to today that question, man, your wife must be, I bet your wife is white. Black women always say, I bet your wife is white. Because black women, let me tell you what my wife did, y'all, for the reason why a lot of them say this. When I tell people, I was in high school. My wife was out of college when we met. I'm in high school. I was a senior in high school when I met my wife. My wife was already out of college. My wife is older than me. This woman who has her degree, had her own car, had her own place. She was willing to follow the lead of a high schooler who was still living with the pastor who was getting ready to go off into medical school. She was going to submit to that. Yeah, your wife has to be white because ain't no black woman. I told you guys. This is why it is a lot deeper than what you guys think. And that's why I get this question a lot from black women. This grown woman graduated college, has her own money, has her own car, had her own place, was getting ready to follow behind a high schooler. What is it that made my wife say, I'm going to get behind this man? Beside, I'm not talking about beside. I know, look, I'm just telling y'all. I'm not, listen, I am a man of God. I follow that Bible. My wife was a woman of God. She follows the Bible. I didn't have to tell her how to align up with me because my wife has a relationship with God. I have a relationship with God. God tells me and still leads me to this day how to move as a husband, how to move as a father, how to move as a man. God was telling that single woman, my wife at the time, how to move as a woman. And when we came together, the fact that both of us lined up with that source, there didn't have to be no conversation to where we were and how we were supposed to be in our marriage. See, this is where a lot of people get messed up at. God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of the man. The man is the head of the woman. He is her covering. My wife, we never had this conversation. My wife naturally fell like a puzzle piece. She naturally fell into the place she was supposed to be when it came to me because I was moving like I was supposed to be moving as a man. And the nature of a woman, regardless of what people might think, is to fall into place with a man that is moving according to that man's nature. And the reason why a lot of people have issues with their marriage today is because men are not moving like they should be moving as men. That's why the big push is to emasculate men. That's why the big push is homosexuality and it's geared at men. Homosexuality, LGBTQ, it's mainly geared towards men. It is a reason why, because if you do that, you lose the protection, ladies. Women, you lose. Y'all don't know y'all lose when the man is not y'all covering. I'm trying to tell y'all something here. That's where y'all lose at. My wife will tell y'all, she might have been considered this new word they say today. My wife might have been considered what you call a modern woman. When me and my wife was talking, my wife literally said to me, we were just vetting. She's like, yeah, I'm an independent woman. I have my own car, I have my money, I have my own home. When me and my wife went on our very first date, my wife said to me, do I need to go to the ATM to get my money? I said, no, you don't have to do anything. She said, oh, that was it. So how is it that my wife almost had that same mindset of what they call today a modern woman, but yet all of a sudden, if I was to say this, if I got a modern woman to get behind a high schooler getting ready to start college, people would say, woman, you have lost your mind. Do not get behind this teenage high schooler. You a grown woman. You 24 years old, getting ready to get with an 18-year-old boy. You getting ready to get behind him? What job does he have? What career does he have? He ain't even out of this high school yet. And you with this? What are you doing? What is your Ivy League education gonna do with this teenage boy getting? How do you know he even going? But guess what? Those same exact people that might have been saying this to my wife, none of them are married. They've all had horrible. None of them are married. They have horrible relations. Some of them been married 3, 4, 5 times. But here we are, getting ready to go on 22 years. Do you want to know why? And look, I don't want y'all to take this a crazy way. Ladies, I'm telling y'all, if you don't have a proper covering, they are set to destroy you guys, because you guys are designed in a way. You are designed in a way. You are programmed in a way to where it's nothing you can do about somebody taking advantage of you, because you're not designed to be able to handle certain things. I'm just being real with you guys. How did I get my wife to fall in line with me? Because God designed y'all that way. Now, I'm not saying this to be cocky. My wife hates when I say things like this because she just hates when I say it. I can have any woman that I want to. This is not me being cocky. This is not me being, oh, you think you're just so cute. No, you think because you work out. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's because moving as a man and how if God designed me as a man and he designed you as a woman, and God is telling me, if you move like this, that woman that I made for you, she's going to be attracted to that. That's simple. If you move according, okay, I preached at a church one time and I said this. I preached at a church and I said, and my message was this: do you have a God-manufacturer? Now, you know how you have a manufacturer? I say, do you have a God-manufacturer? See, when you have a product, let's say this microphone right here. This microphone right here comes with a warranty. This microphone comes with a warranty. Make sure y'all hit that like button real quick. This microphone comes with a warranty. That warranty tells me, should this microphone malfunction or do you can send it back to the source. Because when you send it back to the source is going to fix it. You have something called a warranty. And what I tell people is this: the person that designed this microphone to work according to how that person created it. According to how the person created it. Follow me on this. The person that designed this sheer mic, they programmed and created this microphone to operate in the way that they created it and designed it to operate. If I try to tweak it and do things to it, and they will tell you in the warranty, if you try to tweak this, change this in any other way, your warranty will be void. And there's nothing we're going to be able to do to fix it, because you destroyed the way we meant for this to function. And what I'm trying to tell y'all is, when I preached this message and said, do you have a God-manufacturer? God designed man. God took the woman from the man. How do y'all think that Eve knew the stuff that she knew? Adam taught her. Adam showed her. God will tell you, I designed men and women. I created men and women. I designed you to function in this way. I just created you to function in this way. Now, what have people done? That's why Jesus died at the cross. And I know this seems like crazy, y'all, but I'm going somewhere with this. But that's why he died at the cross, for the sins of the world, because whenever any of us malfunction, we can go back to the source to fix us, to get us right. So guess what? Y'all might think this is crazy. Let's just say along our marriage, people say they run into issues. Yes, me and my wife will talk about them issues, but at the same time, I push my wife to go to the source. First of all, that's been really rare because my women come from men. Y'all do know this. Men are made in the image of God. Women, y'all are made in the image of men. I know y'all, that's in the Bible. Don't believe me? Go and look it up. So this is what I'm saying. If God designed men to function, if he created a man to function a particular type of way, if he created a woman to function a particular type of way, the issue that people are having right now is that y'all are tweaking and messing with the way God designed his creation to function. And guess what? It's void. So all the LGBTQ, that's what I'm saying. It's deeper than it's deeper than what y'all think. I know a lot of people say, well, in the Bible, it's an abomination, but it's a reason why he calls it an abomination, because you are trying to make it function how it was not designed to function. And ultimately, if you keep on tweaking things in a way that it was not designed to function, it's going to fail. And so my point is saying all that, why do you think that this agenda is mainly geared at a whole lot of men? I don't see any, I don't know what you would even call them. They call them drag. I don't see any drag women going into these high schools and reading to kids. I don't see any women dressed up like dudes going into these schools and reading to kids. Why is it always men? I don't know of any big hit movie where the woman was the lead actress, but she was acting like a male in the movie. Can y'all name one? I don't know of any. I don't know of any movie where the woman is the lead actress and she's made to dress up like a man and be a man in the movie. But if you ask about movies with men, To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Mrs. Doubtfire, Medea, what's that? Eddie Murphy played Rasputia, whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? The point being is to get the design to operate how God did not create it to operate. And in doing so, it leaves you women open to being beguiled, like the trick the devil played on y'all right from the beginning. Because without any strong men there, without any strong men and without any men there functioning the way that God designed them to function, anybody that's under that is going to suffer because of that. If you as a man don't have Christ, I'm not talking to people. And look, if you're not a Christian, I understand. I'm not talking to you. I don't want you to take offense to this, because this is not the way I'm meaning this. I'm going somewhere with this. But if I'm supposed to function and be led by the one that's over me, if I move him out the way, then whatever happens to me is a result of me not wanting that covering. If you move the men out of the way and cause men to malfunction and become void and obsolete of the way that God designed men to operate, then guess who's going to be the next one that's going to be affected by it? You women and you children. If you do not believe me, they already made it down to, because guess what? When they remove these strong men out the way, and the women, you guys don't have this certain type of covenant of protection, it's easy to get the kids. And that's why right now we have issues all up in our schools right now with them targeting your children. I know what I'm talking about. You want to know why? Men. Why do you think I caught y'all just don't, y'all, I am still busy speaking to this day, from the day that I went viral at that school board meeting. You want to know why? I still get letters to this day of men writing me, thanking me from something I did 2 years ago when I stood up at that school board meeting and it went viral, 80 some plus million views and counting worldwide. Because, oh my God, he represented something. It scared the living daylights out of, look what it snowballed. All of a sudden you started seeing men, and when men started doing it, guess who got behind the men? Women did. But when men started stepping up and saying, I'm standing up and speaking out on behalf of this, I'm standing up for our children, I'm standing up, then guess what? The women got behind them. And all of a sudden we shook things up. But right now, the reason why they pushing this agenda so bad is because if you can sit there and emasculate men, get them all in a so-called feminist side and get them all soft, they know that it leaves you women open. They know that you don't have that type of protection. You're not designed to withstand that type of pressure, that type of tension. So then it makes it easier to get to the kids. Get rid of the male lion, then anything else can come in and take over and kill the cubs. Now, I'm saying all that, and y'all like, dude, you went way off. No, I didn't. What I just got done describing to you is the reason why I made the comment, and I said, I can get any woman that I want to. You want to know why? Because the way that you were designed to fall into place and fall into being led by a type of individual like myself. I'm not trying to hurt. I'm not beating my chest or anything like that. No, God designed you women a particular way. That's why y'all are attracted to that. Most women that are in relationships where they wear the pants will tell you they don't want to. They literally are frustrated with their husband because they're trying to make their husband do stuff because they don't want to do it. I have to do this. I got to be the one to stand up. I got to be the one to do this. And I fuss at my husband. Why? Because I'm fussing at him, telling him to do it. But then yet you wear the pants. Y'all see what I'm saying? You literally are crying now because you trying to want him to do that, but he's not doing that. So then you so-called wear the pants. I tell people all the time, it messes people up at work when they say, I know, but my wife is the boss. I go, mine's not. Mine's not. People say, well, we know who wear the pants. Ty Smith does. My wife ain't wearing my wife ain't wearing no pants. When you sit there and let your wife be the one to so-called wear the pants, you are putting your wife at risk for all those forces to completely overwhelm her. And that frustration will be taken out on you as a man because your wife was not designed to do that. She was not designed to handle that. You were. Now, let me go on to this next thing. And so that's the reason why I'm saying all this is because it is. When I talk about all these things, when y'all see how I came off, you know what people will say to me? Oh, yeah, you can get any white girl. Yeah, the way you are, because ain't no black woman that's going to want to what? Huh? Wait. No black woman is going to want to what? Or they say, oh, see, the reason why your wife do all that stuff like that is because what? Well, see, I think it is. I know you. This is what they do. I know you with a white woman because ain't no black woman what? Ain't no black woman going to do all that. What? Do all what? See, I know, the way you talk about your wife being all nice and, she all timid and she's shy and all that. See, I think what it is that you can't handle a black woman. What do you mean handle a black woman? No, it's not that I can handle a black woman. You have no idea. You wouldn't even be able to be with a man of my caliber is what it is. First of all, I wouldn't even have an interest in you at all because I don't want to have to be the one to sit there and peel back on the layers of all these crazy issues you got going on. One thing we got to work on is the hands and the neck rolling already. See what I'm saying? No. The women that say these questions to me, I'm honest with them, and I'm just being real because some of them are in here right now. I'm not going to call them out. That's what I told them. I wouldn't be attracted to you. You wouldn't even catch my attention. I don't care how your face look, any of that. The minute you wouldn't even catch my attention. So when you say, oh, it's because you can't handle a woman like me. No, that's not it. You will be easily handled. Because one thing about Ty Smith, I'm not the one you're gonna be bugging up against and all that. The thing is, and it's not people say, oh, men are scared. No, we're not scared. It's just that who in their right mind is gonna want to put up with that mess right from the beginning? Who's gonna want to put up with all the neck rolling, the finger pointing? Well, this is just how black women are. No, not well. Okay, well, no, that's how you are. As a black woman, and it's a shame because then you try to generalize and categorize all of y'all into that. Black women, we're just like that. We're just like that. This is just how black women are. No, that's just how you are. And somebody trained you to think that all black women are like that. And that's really sad. But no, you wouldn't even be able to get past a week of courting with me before I cut you off. because I ask hard questions. The minute you tell me that let me just take y'all down the road. The minute my wife and I expressed interest in each other, I immediately got to know my wife's family. Mr. Tyson, me and your daughter are just talking. Even though her dad didn't care, but I just showed the respect. Me and your daughter are talking. I just want to talk to you if you don't mind. I'll take you out. You want to. I don't drink, but I'll grab you a 6-pack, whatever. I just want to talk with you. Can we go to the park and talk? He what? No man ever did this to me. What this young dude talking about? So I go out with her dad. I sit him down. I just talk to him. Hey, so can you tell me something about your daughter? Like, is she disrespectful? Oh no, she's never been disrespectful. She's never been disrespectful. She's all matter of fact, she of her 6 sisters, she's the best one. Because she remembers my birthday. I'm asking my wife's dad all these questions because I'm trying to find out if she crazy. My wife's mother at the time, Miss Tyson. What do you like to eat? Oh, I like this. Do you like certain type of dessert? Oh, I like, if you don't mind, I like to just take it because I just want to talk to you. Oh, what's wrong? Oh, nothing's wrong. I just want to talk to you. Take her mom out. So, you see that me and your daughter are starting to court. Now, before I actually start to open up and pour feelings into your daughter, has she ever done anything that like hurt you? I promise you, I'm not going to tell her. What does she do that you like? What is her personality? Does she get at it? Does she get smart with you? Does she get now? Her dad told me that she doesn't get smart, but has she ever? Well, when she was little, she did that. But I'm like, okay, now what about it? Did she have any teenage issues? No, nothing like that. This is me doing this because I am setting the women that I was courting. I'm doing that with all of them. I'm doing that with every last one of their mamas and daddies if they have. If they don't have dad, I'm going to ask the mom. I'm going to ask the grandmama and the grandfather. I'm going to ask her sisters. I am doing it because I'm trying to figure out who is this person that I'm getting ready to get with, because I am not about to open up my heart. I am not about to risk that for somebody that's, there ain't no freaking way. So that's what I did. And this is what I teach my young men to do. This is what I teach the young women to do. And it does have y'all notice that not one time in here did I mention anything about color, because the people that I was courting was all across the whole spectrum. But one thing that I was not going to do was put up with a certain type of attitude at all. So now, with all that being said, that's why in my title right now, it says it's deeper than what y'all think. The fact that when I just described to you guys, the fact that black women, I'm just saying, not all of them, but I'm just saying most of them, when I go to them, these black women I'm talking about are ones that are like these speaking engagements I go to, YouTube, panels I've been on, when I go and speak at the Boys and Girls Club, when I go to after school programs, et cetera, et cetera. These black women, when I talk about these points that I just told y'all, the fact that subconsciously they assume and they say, I know your wife is white. Because guess what they've done? In their mind, they drew up the type of guy that I am and automatically opinionated themselves into saying, as a black man, how you are, how you move, how you talk, how you walk, and all this, we know your wife has to be white. Why is that? Because in their minds, a black guy like me wouldn't put up with a black woman like them. And what they're pretty much doing is they are, which is okay, they are doing a self-analysis of themselves and say, he won't be with someone like me. Because I just got done naming off all the things that I would not be tolerating. I named off all the behaviors, the attitudes, how they move, how they dress. Those things that I named off, they sat there and they recognized those things within themselves and said, because I am a black woman, he wouldn't be with someone like me. And since they sit there and think that all black women are like this and they generalize it, they said, you have to be with a white woman. And I'm just going to tell you all this, and it doesn't even, it doesn't help that my guy, he's like a father to me. He might be watching Dr. Wendell Becton. Dr. Becton, who's in medicine. Dr. Becton, sports medicine. His wife is white. I talk about Dr. Becton all the time. This man is I don't want to say like he's father to me. He's a father to me. He's a father to me when I was a teenager. He was a father to me. Dr. Beckton in the medical field. I'm in the medical field. Dr. Beckton's wife is white. They see how Dr. Beckton carry himself, how he acts. They see how I carry myself and how I act. Dr. Beckton's wife is white. Ty wife is white. Now, Ty, I get you said you came from the hood and everything like that, but yeah, your wife is white because you wouldn't want to put up with somebody like me. So again, the bad part about that is that they associated all those characteristics, all those behaviors that I talk about with my wife. They associated that and equated that to white women. Why is that? And that's why I said this is deeper than what y'all think, because how are white women and black women portrayed in soap operas, in movies? How are they portrayed? Let's keep it real. How are they portrayed? In most movies, you would always see, let's just be real. In a lot of movies that you guys will see, you will find in there that the white women seem to definitely fit that description that I just got done telling y'all how my wife was. In other movies, why do they always got to have a black woman being strong and I'm going this and I'm not going to let no man and but you don't see movies like that with white women doing that? Now I know that might, I'm just saying with that, no, I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any movie where a white woman is in there saying, ain't no man, and I got my own money, and da-da-da-da, and he better rub my feet, he better treat me like a queen, I don't see any movies where a white woman is that strong and being that dang on aggressive like that in movies. So I told him, I said, so this whole thing is set to have y'all perceive things a certain way to actually keep you from engaging and being a better person, because it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with your color. It has everything to do with how you move as a woman, because whether you are a black man or a white man or an Asian man, no matter what, if you are a man, no man is going to be attracted to a woman with all of that going on. Whether that woman is white or black, no man is going to be attracted to that. No man is going to want that. Now, if this just happens to be a thing that a lot of black women do, and they're praised for it, they on there, look at her. Yeah, she don't need him. She got her own this. She got her own that. So what he gonna do for her? Do you have any idea that the Godufacturer who designed you to be behind a man? That's what you were. Now, think about this real deeply. Think about this now. I told you guys from the beginning that me and my wife never sat down and had the conversation. I told her, no, as a submissive wife, blah, blah. How did my wife naturally do those things? How? Because the way that God designed me to operate, to move, and to function as a man, my wife fell into it. Cooking, cleaning, being a mother, doing those things I told y'all. She's cutting grass. She's taking care of the farm. I never told my wife to do any of those things. If my wife would not have done those things, I would have done it. But my wife naturally fell into that because that's what she was designed to do. Now, some of y'all about to take this the completely wrong way. Y'all about to take this to a whole nother. So you telling me that God only designed us to do? No, absolutely not. Because my sons are grown right now. And my wife is like, okay, I'm about to go work. I'm going to go do some part-time working and da. My wife is, man, we moving. Me and my wife is like, we dipping off and leaving these grown men at home. Babe, this weekend on Thursday, let's take a flight out to Florida. Let's go to our house in Florida. We're going to be there for the weekend. We're going to fly back in Monday morning. Babe, let's go visit my brother in California next weekend. If you was to take any woman, I know Mama Don, she's a traditional woman too. If you was to take any woman that actually is like how Mama and Mom and my wife is traditional woman. Those people, those women will tell you they are far more happier, less stress, and all of that than women who became career women. You were not designed to function that way. They allowed the same trick that the devil played on you women from the beginning that the devil got Eve with is what they're getting you women with today. They're convincing you that you need the knowledge of good and evil. You need the knowledge of more and more to overdo your husband when you were not designed for that. That's why they come after you women. Who are they pushing to be more educated, women or men? Women. Who are they pushing with the story of saying, be more free, be more expressive, go delete your children? You don't need a man's permission to do it, even though it's supposed to be both of y'all childs. But no, woman, you go and do it. Why are they pushing you women to do it? Because they got y'all out of the way that you were designed to function. Now, women, I get it. Women, I completely get it. When y'all say, look, listen to me, I understand y'all cry. I understand you women's cry when y'all say there are no good men. What you guys are saying is that on the deep inside of y'all, the way y'all biological makeup is, y'all are saying pretty much there are no men out there that's moving the way that God designed them to move. That's why the rhetoric is being pushed out there that any of you women out there, you better not get with a bus driver. You better not get with him if he work at this store. You better not get with him if he's a manager at Walmart. You better not get with him if he's a manager at McDonald's. You better not get with him because you make this much money. That's the dumbest thing in the world, because your money has nothing to do with the dang on premises and what y'all can build in something called a relationship, which is what God designed it to be right from the beginning. God is the one that said, when he's, look, now let me tell y'all something, because somebody tried to get me with this. Somebody said y'all men was all messed up. That's why y'all men was all messed up. That's why y'all had to have a woman. I said, Adam never asked for no woman. Where you see that in the Bible? God looked at Adam and was like, I'm gonna create him something. I'm gonna create him, I'm gonna create him a wife. I'm gonna create her to be a helpmeet. God said that. God said, you know what? It's not good for him to be alone. I'm going to create him. Adam never sat there and said, man, I'm just so lonely. Shoo. He didn't even have a concept of another human. He never had the concept of another human. So people's like, oh, yeah. It said God saw Adam and said, you know what? It's not good for him to be alone. So I'm going to give him a helpmeet. She's going to be a woman. And guess what? When Adam saw her, guess what he said? He said, you are bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. And the instruction was given to her as a wife. Said, Adam is your husband. Your desire is going to be for your husband, to your husband, and he is going to rule over you. Now, y'all women, what you mean rule over? What you mean? Y'all, see, y'all got this modernized, westernized thinking way of thinking. You mean like, woman, boom, boom, sit down. Shut up, woman. You do what I say. Shut up. No, that is not. Do you know what it means? When somebody rule, God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of the man. Man is the head. Why wouldn't you want somebody who has way better protection, way better knowledge, or who was designed to do a certain particular thing to be what they are? Why do you get protection dogs? Why do you get guard dogs? I don't know, because they guard. Huh? Why were airbags designed in cars? So it can save your life. Why were seatbelts designed to be put on? So it can save your life. So what somebody would tell y'all is this. They would make you look at marriage and what God designed a man to be and say that's a restriction. Some of y'all will look at a seatbelt as being some of y'all will go on a roller coaster ride and don't put on the seatbelt and the dang on thing that they latched you in for. Go and do it. Don't tell them, no, I'm about to go on this roller coaster. It's going to be doing a bunch of loops. I don't want no seatbelt or anything like that. See, but what the world has done, the world has convinced a lot of you women that if you go under a man, that you're being restricted. That man represents a seatbelt. You're not being restricted. You're being protected. The seatbelt was designed to protect you. You cannot protect yes, I can. I'll call the police. The first responder to anything that's going on in your house is going to be the man. I don't need, okay. Keep on. Let's see how that's working out. Because guess what? The statistics is stating otherwise. You women are miserable. I see you guys in the hospitals all the time. And when I go and I have to go and do an evaluation or something like that, and I see you women in there, you guys are far more on way more antidepressants and lithium and Xanax, and y'all on all type of stuff more than what men are. That's because men won't go and no, because men were designed in a way to be able to handle that. A lot of stuff that you women get stressed out over, get crazy over, we men are like, y'all know. Look, I'm just giving y'all an example here. Do you know how many times there can be something that my wife deals with and she had come to me about, and I'm just like, oh, that's nothing. Then my wife kind of get a little like, well, what? Because what my wife may feel is a big deal and all, I'm like, oh, that's petty. But to her, it's not. So now the babe, look, listen, babe, do not let this stuff get to you. That's why she comes to me. See what I'm saying? When my wife gets worked up or something might be going on in the family or something like that, something that might just be etching in there to just get my wife irritated, something like that, she'll come to me, guess what? And then I didn't even understand why. I'm like, babe, okay, so check this out. I think you need to get to the point where you tell them, don't come and tell you anything. Because think about this, babe. Our house was peaceful. But then when your friend came and told you all this stuff that's going on, you felt like, see, that's what I'm saying. You felt like now you can actually help her. You can do something about it. And babe, you can't. And that's what makes you frustrated. You are frustrated because you can't help your friend. Babe, you're not supposed to. Tell your friend she has her own husband. That's it. Now, what we're not going to do, we're not going to continue to go on about this, because now what your friend just told you, it's in my house right now, babe. And it's disrupting the peace in this house. So you're not going to sit down on the couch and be thinking about it and no. Tell your friend, hey, I'm just going to pray for you. And I pray that you go and talk to your husband about it and leave it alone. That's what we need to do, babe. But see, the thing is, that's why my wife came to me, because you guys are not designed to handle and do and take care of certain matters. There's things that you guys get crazy over and we men don't. And then y'all can sometimes turn around and get mad at us because we're not jumping on board with getting mad with y'all. So wait a minute, time out. If your friend never would have told you that, one, you wouldn't be upset. Number two, you wouldn't have told me. And then number three, you wouldn't be upset with me because I'm not getting upset and overworked like you are. Look what you let your friend do, because you let that come into our house. And when you say that, oh, wow, I never thought about it that way. Yeah. Y'all have known that. And here's the thing. As a man, my job and what God designed me to do is to look after my family spiritually, emotionally. That's why I always pray for y'all at the end of my videos. If my wife has something going on and I'm to protect her, I'm like, babe, if you don't want me, you better not come and tell me. I'm talking to the extent to where I pulled my wife out of going to the so-called church women's meetings. My wife would come on, oh my God, and sister such and such, she, I couldn't believe it. And then sister such and such, and she did it. And I just, oh my God, so when I feel so bad, I'm like, babe, now just think if they wouldn't have told you that. I thought y'all supposed to be going to these women meetings to like uplift each other and talk about the good things. And y'all supposed to be talking about the mission of what y'all supposed to be doing, teaching the younger girls. But every time you come back home, you telling me something that happened to sister this and sister that, and she this. And then you tell me how they got the ark. Babe, I don't want you going to no more of those women's meetings. That's me protecting my wife. What you mean? So your wife can't? No. You missing the point. That is Ty Smith protecting his wife and also making sure that those issues, that those emotions, that those spiritual things that those people are all doing at the church, I don't care who it is at the church, those things are not making their way into our house. Because before my wife left the house, give me a kiss, baby. All right, I'll see you when you get back. Sons, we all in their house having a good time. The house atmosphere is good. And then she come back in from coming to one of these women's meetings. Oh my God. And all of a sudden, the atmosphere of the house, boo. But guess what Ty Smith done? Babe, come here. My son's looking like, what's going on? What happened, Mom? Don't worry about it. I got it. But Mom seemed upset. I know. I'm going to go in there and talk with her. Go in there. Oh man, guess what? Shamika said, and I'm like, babe, mm-mm, mm-mm. This is it. You can't go back to those women meetings. Why? What? No, babe, listen. You don't understand that when you come home, when you left this house, it was blissful. When you came back in, our boys looked directly at your face and they seen you just like, oh man, oh. And now they're thinking, oh man, what happened? Did mom get in a fight with one of the people at church? Did Mimon do something? Did something happen? They got all these thoughts going on in their head. They thinking something happened externally that you don't see. That's what I'm saying. Y'all, this is how deep this is. I know I'm spitting out some gems. Don't forget to hit that like button. My son's looking at my wife. She comes here. Oh man, God, boy, you won't believe what happened. My son's them looking like, oh man, they don't know what's going on. She go in the room, da 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 da, and then this going on with such and such, and then she said da da da, and then she was like, I was like, so what does that have to do with you? Well, I mean, it's so yeah, but that has nothing to do with you. So you carried all that, and now it's you know what? I got you. Y'all, I protect mine. Those names of the women that my wife gave off, I'm going to their husband. Hey, brother, such and such. Yeah, let me talk to you for a quick second. So, let me holler at you, bro. So at church, my wife was there at the meetings. Da 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 da. Just I'm not gonna go into any details, brother, because things can be paraphrased. But a lot of the women are doing a lot of talking at these meetings. And I just want to let you know that your wife's name is one of the ones that came up. So you might want to talk to your wife and just talk to her about talking to women at church, because stuff starts to gossip. It started off as a white rabbit. Now it is a freaking abominable snowman. So I'm just telling you. Now, I'm just letting you know that. Can y'all hear me now? Let me do something. I'm just going to test. Okay, it's working. Okay. So that's what I would do. I would talk to the men. I just want to let you know that. My wife, well, Tyler, you talk. I'm like, yeah, I talked to their husbands, told them they, when they come to these women meetings, to stop the gossiping, because stuff start to spread. I know, but they're going to think, I don't care what they think. You won't, I don't care what those, they shouldn't be doing it. This is what we're supposed, they should not be there doing that, babe. I know, but I don't want them to think that. I don't care what they think. They shouldn't even be saying this stuff and telling you this. So why are they telling you, babe? Want to know why? Because my wife is very sweet. My wife is a great listener. My wife is very compassionate. My wife cries easily. And if some people, give me a second. Mama, don't you calling me? So, okay, I got to echo y'all said. All right, give me 1 second. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. So right now, how does that sound? That sound better? Okay, cool. Okay, so what I was saying was this: by that happening, as a husband, number one, I do not want my wife coming home with any of that on her, because now she don't feel like going out for ice cream. We, when you got back from the women's meeting, we were supposed to go out to ice cream and go chill out there on Front Beach Road on the beach. Now, because she's all worked up over what these different sisters then told her, she don't want to go. And now the boys, they sit there and they're thinking like, man, something bad must happen, because for mama not to want to go and get ice cream, something bad must happen. And then they might come to me, Dad, what's wrong with mom? I'm not about to go into detail. Don't worry about it. Just some people at church said some stuff. and your mom, they told your mom some stuff, and your mom just she feels bad about what they told her. What did it? That's none of your business, and it does not matter. But just know your mom is okay. Your mom is not hurt or anything like that. It's just some people that. But is it? It has nothing to do with our. See what I'm saying? The fact that I'm even having to have this conversation with our boys would not have happened had these people not said this to my wife. That's why, in order for me to be who I am as a husband, to protect my wife and my home, babe, I don't want you going to no more of those women's meetings. It's not no. No, I'm doing what God designed me to do. And guess what? My wife, when that happened at that time, this is like, God, over 10 some plus years ago. My wife's like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that, Ty. I can't believe how much I know. She said, I feel like a burden is off of me. My wife told me, when we talked about this in depth, my wife told me that every time she would get ready to go to a women's meeting, she got a little bit of anxiety because she was just anticipating something that somebody was going to tell her. You see what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Now, when she brought the stuff, when she told me something in detail of what the women was saying to her about other women, I was like, no, why that made you? That's petty. I don't know. Well, ain't nothing you can do about it. So why are they telling you? Tell them to go tell their husbands. That's because that is the way we were designed, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way that we were designed. Now, all those characteristics that I just mentioned about my wife, how sweet she is, how, I told y'all, she cries really easy, soft-spoken, all those different things I told you she does around the house. For most Black women to draw up the conclusion to say that my wife is white, and for them to say things like, because a Black woman won't do all those things, that is it's deeper than what you think, and it's actually really, really sad. It's really sad because it seemed like it's putting the stigma out there that Black women don't do anything like this whatsoever, and they 100% do. But what will happen is this: if you got a bunch of Black women who think that most Black women are like this, and that's their perception, then that's why they are always seen to be in a state of being hopeless, of finding what they consider a good man. Or I don't even hear, I know that some white women might say that. Y'all, but I don't hear white women going around crying about not being able to find a man. Not saying that white women don't, but I don't hear that being y'all theme. But it definitely is a bunch of Black women's theme. Ain't no good and ain't Black men out there. Now notice this. I'm being real. I don't hear white women saying there are no good white men out there. White women, if the white women complain about men, they just say there are no, a lot of good men, or men, all men have affairs. They say things, but they never classify it based off of color. Black women specifically say there are no good Black men, as if that's the only thing they go every day is Black men. That's the only thing that, you see what I'm saying? In today's world, some white women feel like they got a virtue signal with Black women, so they got to try to say there are no good white men. All white men are white supremacists. Come on, stop it. Don't do that. So that's what I'm saying. So according to this topic, why do most Black women assume that my wife is white? Is because of these conversations that I have. Is because of how my wife carries herself. Is because of the type of caliber of a man that I am. And for them to assume that my wife is white. So some of y'all might be asking the question, what color is your wife? There may be a few people in this chat right now that see my wife, and I pray that y'all don't disclose it. If you want to know what my wife look like, perhaps I might be coming to a city near you. You will be able to see my wife. To those that live around me locally, you know what color my wife is. Some of y'all are in here locally. Some of y'all from Florida that are in here right now. Don't tell anybody in here what color my wife is. Want to know why? Because it has nothing to do with the deep roots of that type of thinking does. It has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with that person judging within themselves of a certain type of personality trait that they feel that a guy like me wouldn't be attracted to. So when it all comes down to it, when it all comes down to it, what are you going to do about it now that I've disclosed all this to you? For black women, what is it going to change? Does this mean that black women are going to go to the drawing board and say, well, because technically, I mean, let's just be real. You pretty much are telling me when you say things to me like, oh, I know you would a white woman. You wouldn't be, you couldn't handle like no black women like us. So what you're telling me now, what you're telling me on a subconscious level is that you are attracted to me. You would want me to be your man, but you're saying to yourself, a man like me wouldn't want to be with a woman like you. So what you're telling me is that you are the problem and not me. But what you try to do is you try to gaslight to make it seem like you are not the problem, but I'm the problem because I chose a white woman. No, you're the problem. That goes for everybody. If you feel like as a woman, you can't find a certain type of man that you dream and that you think about, you want to know why? Because that certain type of man that you dream and think about is not attracted to a woman like you are right now as a person that you are. How you carry yourself, how you talk, your attitude. Are you bitchy? Do you whine? Do you if you do any of those things that that type of man that you claim like me wouldn't like, why wouldn't you want to change that about? I ain't about to change for no man. Exactly. So stay right there and don't get a man like me. I had to do it. I have not always been like this. I had a bad mouth. I had bad temper. Nobody could tell me anything. I had a problem displaying any type of affection whatsoever. I had a problem with displaying affection. I didn't hug no man. I wouldn't look no man in the eye. I wouldn't look women in. I wouldn't look you in the eyes when I had a really, y'all just don't know. I had a bad issue. Really bad issue. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull this up. I would show y'all something here real. If I'm able to pull this up, I'm going to show you guys. There's the documentary that I'm working on, and y'all might be getting some exclusive, let me see if I find it. You guys might be getting some exclusive content right now of a documentary that we're working on. And you guys are going to be able to see I might show y'all this if I find it. I might show y'all one of my mentors that actually is over Homework Hangout. And he's going to be in here saying some things about me that I showed my sons him a little bit of it. But he's going to be saying some things about me in here that my sons saw this the other day and they were like, Dad, wow, like what was wrong with you? So I might show y'all a little glimpse of this, but what I'm saying is this. Why is it that if I, like my wife, I got exactly what I wanted out of a woman in my wife. I got that, right? Maybe it's not on here. Hold on. I got that. Give me a second, y'all. I got that out of my wife, but here's the deal. I still had a real bad attitude. I still had a really, really, really bad attitude. And I wanted this type of wife, right? No, I don't have it on here, y'all. So I won't be able to show you guys. I'm sorry. There's a lot of things I didn't show you. I didn't get this. I didn't get to show you guys like when I got inducted to the Sports Hall of Fame or anything like that. Chaotic Truth, I see you in here, so I'm gonna bust open the link here in a second. Give me a second, Chaotic. But for me to get a wife that I dreamed of and that I wanted, I had to be willing to give up. I still talk like I was from the streets. I mean, I'm just being real. One of the best things that happened to me is my coaches that were men. Living with my pastor, who was definitely a masculine man. My taekwondo instructor being a man. Keith Anderson of Homework Hangout. I swear I want to find y'all this video, man. I need to show y'all this video because I want y'all to see something. I'm telling you, oh man, it's about to die. But yeah, I was not that great of a person. So what I'm saying therefore is this: if you are a woman You carry yourself a particular way, you act a certain kind of way. You really think you're gonna get that so-called man that you think you want? You think that that man of that caliber is gonna put up with that? And again, I'm just saying this to be real with y'all. I said I can get any woman that I want. I didn't just say I can get any woman, period. I said I can get any woman that I want. But the type of woman that I want is going to move in a particular type of way. She's going to be a certain type of way. But with all of those attributes, with all of those characteristics, with all those great things that I just got done explaining about how my wife is, and they draw up the conclusion, Ty wife has to be white. I love it. You want to know what color my wife is? If you catch me and my wife them out and about, my sons, you will see. Women, you have to be willing to change. Mama Don. All right, folks. Most of y'all, I appreciate y'all in here. I'm getting ready to drop the link. All right, I'm getting ready to drop the link and open up this panel for you guys to come on. All right. There's a link right there. There, Steve. What's going on, Steve? I was talking about you earlier, man. I responded to your email. I need to know which one it was that you were talking about. And Steve, when you email me back, Steve, give me your address again. Give me your I know I lost it. My emails. Give me your address again. Look, Fatal said, Jesus. I can't stand women. There, okay, here you go, Miss Scarlett. Miss Scarlett, how are you doing?
Sup?
What's going on, Miss Scarlett?
Not much.
Not much. You sound a little hoarse.
A little bit. A little bit.
Quit drinking that Carolina moonshine.
Not.
Well, I'm pretty
make
sure
us drink it when we were sick, when we were kids. No.
So you've been listening to this.
We would pretend we weren't sick just so we would.
Mama Don, you never seen my wife?
I have seen your wife.
Oh, I thought you said you. Okay, I thought you said you haven't. Okay.
No, I said my lips are sealed. I'm not telling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't gossip. No, my mama does. I love my mama. She's a good Christian, but Lord, she can gossip.
Man,
and I keep saying, Mama, please don't. Well, what if it's true? So
you still just Mom, don't do it, Mama. Don't do it.
Oh, she loves it.
So you've been listening.
87 years old, so she ain't got nothing.
No, at that time, I don't care. I'm telling everything. I'm telling everything.
She does. She has no filter either. So if you think you look fat, don't ask my mama, because she'll tell you.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I know your mom don't. Yeah, when she made, I keep on forgetting that quote you said, something like that, like you could have kept him home. That's
couldn't help. She's ugly. Good. She could have stayed home. Yeah, my mama has no filter.
Can't help that your child is ugly, but you could have kept them home. That's
yeah. She doesn't care. She says, I'm 87 years old. I don't care anymore.
Wow. I'm gonna bring you up. You here, and I'm gonna jump. I see Chaotic right there too. I'm gonna go ahead and add him in there. What's going on, good sir? By the way, before we do anything, Chaotic, can you let them know the name? Everybody in here right now that's tuning in, let them know the name of your channel, where they can find you.
All right, what's up? I'm Chaotic Truth Live. You can reach me at Chaotic Truth Live. That's the name of my channel. Salute to you all. Positivity is definitely coming you guys' way. Modern Renaissance man. Salutes. Oh, you wanted me to broach the topic?
You know it.
Well, I hate to burst people's bubble, but generally when you see a smiling black man, he generally has a white woman. Not all the times. Modern Renaissance man is definitely one of the exceptions. He has a black wife, but generally,
don't trick them. Don't trick them now.
Generally, white women bring happiness. They bring joy. I've said it over and over again in Modern Renaissance Man. You already know. When God was making the white woman, he broke the mold. They are literally angels from heaven. Let's be honest. They look, I mean, out of all the women on the planet, they look the best between the ages of 18 and 22. I will admit, white women don't age as gracefully as black women. But my God, man, they literally, no, but they do. They look like angels. I mean, and they are, in my opinion, they should be the most cherished women in the Western Hemisphere. MRM, believe it or not, sir, and I don't know why a lot of people believe this. They believe that I'm married to a white woman. And
I know.
And I'm just a happy guy. You know, like I said, I'm a unique black man. I run a lot. I'm a marathon runner. And my clarity comes from that. And I'm also intelligent. At least I think I am. And I've only dated 2 white girls in my entire life, believe it or not. A lot of people think all I have ever done is talk to white chicks. No, I'm far from that. I used to be a staunch pro-blackity black racist when I was much younger. You know, I went to a blackity black, I went to a PWI, predominantly white institution, but I was hanging around the blacks, black studies and all that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was with the white girls, it was almost like, you know, they knew exactly how to read me. I remember one time this beautiful white girl that I was talking to came to my house and I hadn't showered yet. It was early in the morning, but I hadn't showered yet. And I told her I'm about to hop in the shower. She said, no, man, you're a man. That's how men are supposed to be. Now,
Wow.
had to have been a nappy-headed hoe, like Don Iman said. She would have said, "Oh, you stink. Your bathroom dirty. Yo." So the constant nagging, the constant annoying voice, it kills a lot of black men. That's why a lot of black men have high stress levels. They get strokes, high blood pressure. I would say it comes from black women. They nag you half to death. Now, I am married to a black woman, believe it or not. But I had to literally be around hundreds of women to vet and figure out, okay, this is the woman I want to be with because she, first of all, she looks really good, but she brings peace, unlike the other black women that have been in my life. I don't know why black women are like that, but they bring a lot of anger. They bring a lot of problems. They bring a lot of drama to a man. And I would suggest to a lot of young black guys, hey man, divest, get you a white woman, go to Switzerland, go to Germany. You know, I'm not really into that passport bro thing, going to South America. Ugh, third world countries are disgusting. But go to these beautiful white countries, man. And I would even say even the third world European countries like Ukraine or something. Those some good looking chicks. They are. They're thin. They're attractive. Divest, black man. Don't let these black nappy-headed women kill you, man. No, seriously. Don't let these women. I'm telling you, man, a black woman will nag you to death. She will bring you drama. She will bring you pain. She has expectations for you that she doesn't even have for herself. You got to come to the table with this, that, and the other. You got to do this for me. All the while, she could be fat. She could wear bonnets. She could have an attitude with her neck. She could lead every conversation with I got a PhD nonsense. And typically, the white woman will sit there and she will be like an angel, just nice and sweet and talk at a low vibration. She will, and the white girls I was with, you know, they cooked, they cleaned, and they just were feminine. Now, that was only 2. I haven't been with a lot of white chicks either. There could be some trashy white chicks who are, you know, I ain't doing nothing for you. There could be something like that. But generally, when you're in public, you see white women, they're quiet, they're peaceful. You can see them in the stores. When I go to Whole Foods, John, should I get the Parmesan? Okay. They're nice. They're quiet when they're walking in public. Bob, yes, I'm gonna go to the car and grab the book so we can. Here go black women in public. Keisha, get your ass over here, bitch. Where they cussing out the kids, cussing out the sisters. They go little kids. Keisha, get your ass over here. Bitch, didn't I tell you to get the motherfucking cupcakes? I did get the cupcakes, mom. Bitch, get your. And then here comes the
You
father.
need a buzzer.
Hold on, give me a second. It's the truth. There's no debate about it. Black women have a problem with decorum. A lot of them do. And if you happen to get lucky and get a beautiful, refined black woman, whether she's educated or not, you've lucked up. And I say this, man, most white women act like feminine angels to me, in my opinion. So that's why when a black man is happy and smiling, you think he's with a white woman. Sometimes I'm smiling. They're like, man, I ain't never seen a black guy smile like that. You with a white chick? I'm like, no, I just have a good black woman in my life. But I'm telling you, man, when I was in college, especially, and I was dating black chicks, you would have thought that I was Idi Amin walking around. Because I was with toxic women. And it's the truth. Go ahead, ma'am. You want to ask me something? Go ahead. You got the floor.
Oh, you good. I mean, I did a whole monologue for I don't know how long I've been, for hours, probably 30 some odd minutes describing it. And I don't know if you were here from the beginning. I did a whole monologue right from the beginning. And all I started off, as you can see the title, I said, why do most black women assume that my wife is white? And I said, it's deeper than you think. And in the beginning, all I did, Chaotic, I just described all these characteristics about my wife. And when I do this at work, when I go to speaking engagement, when I do all these things, people will say, your wife must be white. Chaotic, even to the point to where when I go to speaking engagement, like when you get done, people line up because they want to take selfies and pictures with you. When we do that, they point at all the different beautiful white women and say, now, which one of those was your wife? I'm like, she's right there.
Yep. They can't believe she's black. MRM, have you ever? I'm pretty sure.
Well, she's not black. She.
I listen. If somebody,
she's not white either.
If somebody wanted to ask me, especially like a younger guy, what is it to wake up to a white chick? And I would just say, have you ever woken up early and the breeze is coming in from the window? It's nice and like 68 degrees. It's nice and sunny outside and you hear the birds chirping. Well, that's how it is a lot of times when you're with white chicks. I don't know. It's just, and it's like heaven. But when you with a black chick, it's like when you wake up, it's like you're in a horror movie. It's the truth. A black chick, listen, I said it when I was even on the Peep Network.
What you gonna have?
Yeah. But it's the truth. Listen. When I was on Lapeef, man, and I was going back and forth with Kayla. I think it was Kayla. I said, could you imagine waking up to this woman at 3 a.m. and she's complaining about the goddamn laundry because she want to argue? Man, I understand why some men kill themselves. I can see. Oh, I see why he committed suicide, because this chick drove him crazy. And that's what a lot of black women will do to a black man.
I've spoiled my husband. I mean, I spoiled him so rotten. Everybody will look at me and say, are you seriously getting him a drink? And I'm like,
oh, she's a white woman. Okay. I didn't hear. Okay.
Yeah, I'm white. But I waited on him. But as I got older and, I raised 4 kids basically by myself, except for the discipline, which I left up to him. I did it all. When I did work, I had to still do it all because my job wasn't like his job. He worked harder than I did. So I didn't feel like he should have to do all those other things that I did. But when I got older and sick, he got me a maid and somebody who does our yard work and all that. He takes care of me now. But, I still will get his drink before he goes to bed. I'll make sure he has his cup. I tuck him in his spot. He will tell you, I tuck him in at night. I make sure the covers cover his feet and he's covered up right. He'll tell you I do it every night before he goes to bed. I mean, I've always taken care of him. But my mama took care of my daddy and my grandma took care of my papa. So that's how I was raised. I don't know if not all white women are like it, because I'm telling you, my sister-in-law, she's more bossy, big time bossy. Like she kind of bosses my brother-in-law around, and it's
this is like I said, all women aren't the same. All black women aren't the same. All
like
white.
I said, I think it's how you raised.
I believe it is a cultural thing. One of the reasons why I think white women tend to be more feminine, especially at a younger age, I think it's because they know that they age quicker. So they know they got to get a man.
I don't think when we were young we thought that. I think it's more like,
I think it's it might be subconscious though.
No, it's more like our daddies would bust our butts. We didn't fight and stuff.
Okay, but see,
well, she did. You know what she said? Our what?
Daddies.
She already killed 70%.
So that right there might be something for conversation purposes. See,
well, I mean, before I left the house, my daddy said, "Nah, that's too short. Go get no." You know, he would make sure I was dressed a certain way. I mean, I had rules. No, when I was young, I did want to be my brothers because they got away with so much more than me and my sister did. I mean, we had a curfew at 10 o'clock while they didn't have a curfew at all. And I'm talking about when I was 19 years old, I still had an early curfew compared to my brother who had no curfew.
Modern Renaissance man, and I'm glad that you have a white audience because it gives them a glimpse into black culture. You know, one of the problems with black culture, particularly with black women, is that it's fine that your dads treat the daughters like princesses when they're younger. But to white people who don't know this, one of the reasons why a lot of black women are the way that they are is because they never get out of the princess mode. You will have 35-year-old black women, literally, and white people, you probably have heard this. I'm a queen. Still calling themselves queens and I'm daddy's little girl. You hear this nonsense from 35, 40-year-old black women. And that's why a lot of them are in the condition that they are, because they want a man to treat them like how their perception of what a king should do to them.
Well, then they could treat their whoever like a king. I mean, that's how my husband treats me well, but I treat him well also. Yeah. Like I said, I do. If you name it, I've done it for my husband. Everything you can. I put his shoes on, his socks on, his shoes.
Oh, a black chick ain't doing that. I can tell you that right now.
I do it all. Well, see, he had his legs started swelling up and he couldn't bend down to get them good. So I would start putting his socks and shoes on.
Oh shit! If a black dude's leg was swelling up, a black chick leaving that dude. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest, MRM. See, and that's what I'm saying, man. And that's what a lot of black, and not even just black anymore. These younger chicks, they've grown up on social media, and social media is basically telling them that they can get with, Bradley Cooper. And when they don't get Bradley Cooper, and they get the regular Joe Schmo, they just view the guy as expendable. And if a regular guy gets like a medical condition or something like that, oh, they're out. They're out. John Richmond says, CT and MRM, do you think the lack of strong fathers in the black families contributes to black girls? Of course. That's common sense. Oh, absolutely. And it's not just that. A lot of fathers that are there in the black community aren't strong. They are simps. They're simps.
100.
Mm-hmm. And that's 100. Why a lot of black women who grow up with fathers, black fathers, act the way that they do. They never get out of this child mode. And their fathers tell them, you better get a man that do this for you, that do that for you. But the girl looks like the mother off of Good Times. But the father's such a goddamn simp. He don't want to tell her that. So he got the girl thinking she's a princess and she looks like Naomi Campbell in the goddamn 90s. And so you got a lot of ugly black women, who walk around thinking that they're 10s because the damn dad never kept it real with them. A lot of times the father needs to say, baby, you're going to have to tuck a man in, baby. And if you don't want to be a father that keeps it real with your daughter, at least do that. Like, sweetheart, that guy you bought over here, he was a good guy. Well, daddy, he just a janitor and he's short. Sweetheart, honestly, time is running out. You're 29 years old. You're going to have to see. I feel like that's more or less what a white father would do. But a lot of black fathers, man, like they have high expectations for their daughters. And a lot of times their daughters, man, I mean, look like Harriet Tubman in the face. MRM, you know what I'm talking about. Go ahead, sir.
100.
But it's the truth, though. Go ahead.
Good times, though. Dang, I'm only laughing because that, man, you hit up some levels there because
man, MRM
hates when I make my wife. I
Mhm.
can't wait for her to see this. I'm gonna clip this back. My wife hates when I make fun of that woman. I'm like, babe, that's one of the ugliest women I have ever seen. Don't talk about her like, babe, that woman is ugly. And I said, then he matches her well. I'm just
white people, please don't make no jokes about Esther Rowe. Some black people might knock you out. Don't do it. Only let me and MRM make the jokes.
Yeah, only we can do that. But
don't do it.
Don't, please don't, yo.
Yeah, a lot of blacks don't play about Esther Rowe. But let's be honest, man. MRM, you grew up in the black community, man. It's a lot of Esther Rowe's on Instagram being simped for, and they have attitude. And I'm like, damn, bitch, you look like Esther. Go ahead.
Like you. I mean, I'm saying this from a metaphorical level and like an analogy, but it makes me feel like I want to do something physical violent to them when I see these busted up, ugly, jacked up, fat, overweight on the tomorrow. So this man, he about to. You just shut up with your disgusting, out of shape, nasty, stanky. You just want to go off on them because
I have a question.
It's like I guess the attitude of entitlement, like what you just got done saying. Like Mama Don, you just hit on something right there. You said your dad wouldn't let you. Your dad wouldn't let you, and I'm pretty sure being in South Carolina, you might have come across times where you're. What I say South? I just said Carolina. Oh,
look at your hat, honey. Look at your hat.
That's right. You gave me this. What? I should be ashamed of myself. But I'm just saying. I know there's things like in the Carolinas where they will say things like, if you ever got in trouble, like, you don't do that or you don't say like that. You don't talk to no man like that now. Or men are talking. I know you probably came from that type of.
Well, we were afraid of my dad. And the thing is, my daddy spanked me once, but he went and bought me candy afterwards. But he had a voice. He had this voice that we knew, we better get home or we better do whatever it is he wanted because he'd let us know right quick. And he had this deep, really authoritative voice that petrified all of us. We knew better. We knew, we didn't talk back to him ever. And if we talked back to Mama and he's there, oh man, that would be really bad. So, I mean, there were things we knew we weren't allowed to do. But my question is, I've been watching Twitter a lot and these black women who fight like men. And I don't know any white women who fight like that.
I will always listen, ma'am. When it comes to the best fighters amongst the women gender or the female gender, black women are at the top. They fight like
men. They used
listen,
to. I mean, I've never been in a fight, but when I was little, but.
Listen, there are black women that I can legitimately say can listen. The average man who hasn't trained in martial arts, there are females that can legitimately beat them in a street fight. I don't know if that exists in a white culture, Mexican culture, but there are some black chicks. I mean, you listen. Look, an overweight black girl is lethal. In the black community, she got hands. Trust me. I saw MRM. I saw a fight in a dorm on YouTube. Of course, it was like in some. I think you probably saw it in some black school. This skinny girl started punching the. I don't know what. It probably was Mary Bethune-Cookman College. She started punching this big black girl. It wasn't even phased her. That black girl was like, boom. Bro, this girl was swinging across the room. I said, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Almost how that teacher did that. How that teacher did that girl that you.
Well, see, white women don't really fight, and we just carry guns. We don't. I can't fight. I'll admit it. I can't fight, but I can shoot straight.
So, Mama Don, like, okay, since you the white lady on this panel, though, you like this, if you did anything out of character, if you acted like, I don't know, sleep around Susie, in the country, if you even displayed any type of characteristics that was not of what your dad may be considered to be woman-like, did he definitely get on you and let you know about it?
Well, I had a boy when I was 16. He bought me a car. My daddy said, "Oh no." He said, "You make it."
Wait. Like one you can physically drive?
1965 Mustang, beautiful.
He bought it?
Yeah. My daddy said, "Nope, that don't look right. He needs to take that thing back." He wouldn't let me keep it. I was heartbroken. But I mean, if it just looked wrong, we weren't allowed to do it. If it gave off, if a boy was, he had to leave my yard. He had to be out. His car had to be out of my driveway by 10 o'clock. It didn't look appropriate. So,
would you say that by your dad being there, that like, let's just say if your dad wasn't there, Mama Don, do you think you would have definitely gotten away with a whole lot of more stuff than you did?
Oh no, my mama was mean too. My mama was mean.
So
she was more strict than my dad, actually. But if she thought that she couldn't handle something, she called on dad because she knew all he'd have to do was say a word and we were, frozen. But mom was real strict too. So, I mean, she started whooping me with a hickory when I was 2 or 3 years old in church because I was crawling around.
Did you ever date any black guys when you were a teenager?
No.
What would your dad?
That's unheard of. They went around.
What your dad said?
My dad probably wouldn't have cared. His best friend was black. He lived right behind us.
Oh, okay.
And I called him. His name was Jerome, the same as my daddy's, and I called him Uncle Jerome because my daddy's name was Jerome.
Dang, you just took what I was getting ready to say.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would prefer, if I don't have a kid, but if I had a daughter, I would prefer she brings home a black dude. But I'm not gonna lie. If she brought home a white boy, I'll say, "Who this white dude right here?" That's I'm waiting to say that one day.
You know what's interesting, chaotic, is that, and to the other panel, and I'm going to bring let Da Vinci tune in here in a second here. But you know what's interesting is that I told you guys, and I said this before, I never mentioned race or anything ever to my sons. Never. I never. When we talk about relationships, we just talk about women, how they act, and of course they see how their mom is. They see how their mom act. They see how their mom move. My sons them came to me. We just had a conversation. I knew, once I found out and started seeing that, the showers were taking 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. I knew that they hit a point where, they started to be interested in girls, So we had this conversation. I just told them, I know what's going on. Y'all know y'all hit a point, blah, 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 So tell me what type of girl you like. They described their mom, right? And then when they described their mom, when I say this, I'm talking about, I want somebody that's sweet, know how to cook. She's like, nice. So I'm like, okay, so y'all, you pretty much describing your mom, So I'm like, so what does that look like? Do you know that, not even talking about color, all the different people they described was not black women? When I'm not saying to be funny. Like what I did with, like, they'd have a hard time. I'm like who? So they would describe, like, when I say, what would she look like though? Like, I'm like, what does she look like? So one of my oldest son, he's Puerto Rican, Latino, possibly Asian. That's it for him. My youngest one, he's everything across the board. But when I say, what do they look like or name somebody, they're naming off, certain celebrities that they know, but none of them turned out to be what black. I think, who's the girl that was married to Nipsey Hussle?
I forgot her name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but whoever she is, my youngest one, that's the closest he came to what we call black. That's the closest.
Right. Interesting.
So I just thought to myself, and I would say, now, what about, and I said, so since, they're 2119, I said, so how come y'all didn't say anything about some black girls? It was like, we're the ones that act like that. That's literally what they said. So yeah, I just had to throw that out there. Da Vinci 40 Clever. Appreciate you jumping on. What would you like to add to this conversation?
Man, you know what? I was watching it. So first of all, have we met with each other before, like on another panel? Like, you ever been on most week's Delk's panel?
Sir, I wouldn't even be able to tell you. I've been on 50 some plus panels, and I don't even know.
Well, I think we've spoken because you look very familiar, and I sat there and I saw and I was subscribed to you, and I said, dude, if I subscribe to another YouTuber, And obviously, I know this dude. I've spoken to him or something like that. They gave me your link or something like that, man.
Okay.
But anyways, man, and you were pretty interesting then. But I'm Jay Da Vinci, man. We've probably met before, and it's a pleasure meeting you, man. I was watching this whole conversation when it came up, and
Okay.
to add on to this dichotomy from a black man's perspective, all the best black women that I've seen that act right, and in some aspects, I don't blame them, but it still sucks in a lot of ways that the best black women are wound up with white men.
Mm.
You know, and I've seen it, and then I feel like as a black man, through listening to all three of y'all's perspectives, that majority of good black men are just caught with the leftover chicken heads. And look, let's just keep this Gucci, man. But both of y'all, all three of y'all been Gucci. All right? Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and all of y'all are right. All of y'all are right. But let's just call it what it is. And you know, I mean, I love black women. I love all women. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. You know, but I think in all generalization, in a situation in today's society, that it is cultural, and I have to 100% agree with that. You know, and also it's with the parents because you know what I'm saying at the same time. Now I've heard.
Did he drop off?
I can't hear him.
I can't hear him either. Something must have happened.
Can't hear Todd either. I mean,
Oh, is that better? You hear me now?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we got you. We can hear you.
All right. What did you hear?
You were getting ready to say something and it completely cut out.
Oh, where was I in the conversation?
Let me see something here. I can tell you. Let me see. You literally said, let me see.
I'm having a Joe Biden moment.
you were saying it was something cultural and then stop.
All right. That is cultural, and also at the same time, simultaneously, it's the parents too. And and that being said, that due to the fact that we have this vast social media, internet, and all this stuff like that. You know, it's not like back in the day when I was growing up that they sent you upstairs when something rated R came on TV. Now, I mean, it's the same stadium. I mean, it's a different stadium, different game now. Now we have access to everything possible just on social media alone. I think that the way of parenting has to be that you have to sit down with your kids, you know, because you're not going to stop it. When I was a kid, and I'm a 70s baby, okay, and what I got away with, I had to really, really, really think about it before I actually did it, before I actually could see what I wanted to see. Now you can just, you know, get on your cell phone, get on a computer, get on your friend's computer. You can see all the Pornhub, all the hate, all that stuff like that.
There he goes again.
You cut out again, man.
Hey, Mariam,
Right.
Mariam, I gotta roll out, but it's good talking to you guys. Okay.
All right. Hey, appreciate it, Chaotic. Guys, again, go check out Chaotic Truth at Chaotic Truth Live, right?
Yo,
Chaotic
dog,
Truth
man.
Live.
You on
And,
point, bro.
Yeah, go subscribe to Chaotic Truth Live. I posted this link in here several times. I continue to do so. Very good conversation that goes on over there. I'm pretty sure you guys will find it entertaining and a wealth of knowledge, a lot of fun. But definitely go over there, and I highly recommend you guys go subscribe to Chaotic Truth Live. Chaotic Truth, appreciate you being on here, bro.
Absolutely, peace.
Well, he's right. I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of certain TV shows, even Three's Company, because it kind of kidded about the main character being gay. I wasn't allowed to watch it. I mean, we just weren't. There were certain things we weren't, and that was way back then.
Wow.
And now it's so easy.
Kids, yeah.
It's so easy. Kids don't even have to think about it now. They just press a button, press a touchpad, and there it is.
Right. And you know what? That's interesting because, like I said, as being a father and everything to protect mine, you know, my sons did not have a cell phone or anything like that until they had jobs to buy their own. And even still right now in my house right now, like their computer that they bought is sitting right here facing me where I can see it. And the only time they own it is when I'm able to see it. Because I know people now, if they went off on their own somewhere, like I told y'all, I'm not gonna sit there and play stupid. Like I'm like, okay, for one, boys never like taking showers. All of a sudden the shower turned into dang 45 minutes to an hour 15. You ain't in there just getting clean. I ain't stupid, you know. But my point is that to hit them on that stuff so early, that's where the danger will come in. That they can just expose them to anything because any commercial can pop up. Like, I mean, I can have a title up here on the video about like what I have on here right now, but YouTube will put their own type of commercials on here.
Yeah, there's no morals in TV anymore.
No,
right.
You couldn't even say the D word. You couldn't say the A word. You couldn't say a lot of stuff.
And there's no loyalty in relationships like that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like there used to be. I mean, the only reason being I can say this is my mother and father have been together for 51 years, but I can tell you what, I don't look at them eye to eye, you know what I'm saying, because of religion, which I don't believe in religion. I just say I'm just learning how to be a disciple of Jesus Christ, and that's it. I'll leave it at that. If you know what I'm saying, you know. But other than that, you know, we don't look eye to eye on that. But I can give credit where credit's due that with most couples, since there's a high divorce rate and stuff like that, that they had a loyalty and honor for each other, and that's what I admire that you don't see.
Absolutely, man. I mean, that's why, like the individuals that we work with now, we prepare them and we actually have it set up. I mean, I know people might think it's crazy, but we literally pump them up to look forward to being in a relationship. We pump them up and have them look forward to being good, you know, wives, being good mothers, being good, you know, people in their relationship. They look forward to that, and it works really well, you know. And the issue though is that, you know, like what we were talking about earlier, is that when you try to divert them from that and push these women, it's mainly women, they do it, push these women to just be the independent. I don't need a man. I can do this on my own. I can hold it down on my own. I mean, some of the dumbest stuff in the world where, you know, they got mad at one of the lady that I highly recommend people go and subscribe to as well. Her name is Unsolicited Security Boss. And, you know, some women came at her because she said, you shouldn't be going there and celebrating having no baby shower with a baby mama. Like, that's not to be celebrated. You know what I mean? You talking about a girl that had a baby and the dude is not going to be in the baby life at all, and you going to throw a baby shower like that's to be celebrated, you know? So I mean, it's certain things like that comes in. And here's the thing, it's like in our culture though, oh, you know, let's all get together, have a barbecue because, you know, Shashika is getting ready to have her baby. Where the daddy at? I don't know. We don't even know who it is. She was with some dude over it. It's crazy. But it gets pushed, and a lot of things get praised in our culture. So that's why, like, when I see things on like Father's Day, somebody say, "Oh, there's a lot of mothers out there. They get the mothers and the fathers thing." No, they don't. Don't do that to that child. You are a mother. That's it. You're not a father.
That's true.
You know what though? It's like this. The very fabric of our morality as a human race is being stretched in two extreme directions, and it is. Even if it comes to the right side of the spectrum, or even it comes to the left side of the perception of the spectrum. Excuse me, but it's very. I mean, it's sick. You know what I'm saying? And this is sincerely, which gives more meaning. Truly, a revelation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And lots of people are saying that. This is going into Daniel type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And this is not getting into religion and all that stuff like that, because this is not religion. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
This is actually being seen. This is a revelation. And people have a misconception of what revelation is, which the base word of revelation is to reveal.
Reveal. Yep.
You
Well,
know,
when you were talking about the black culture, if you go into the what we call redneck culture of white people, it's about the same. There's no they don't really have a lot of discipline. They yell and scream. They fight. They go outside and fight, and they'll want to fight you for no reason. They're just very loud and they talk loud. And I think it wasn't Thomas Sowell who said that's where the black culture got their culture from, was white rednecks. And
Oh
if you've
yeah.
ever been into a trailer park, you would know what I'm talking about.
Right. And I
They'll
think
go
I did
outside and want to fight you.
I did a whole segment on there where I was telling people where I broke it down and showed them, because of living in Florida, I was able to be acquainted with a whole lot of the backwood. I guess you can call them the backwood redneck and a lot of the trailer park. And I told them, I said, it just really, really opened my mind. I'm like, I got to see that it's not necessarily even just the color, but the culture itself. And I can call it the spirit thing, that I was like, it's in white people too. Because I told them, I said, that's when I started breaking down. I said it all came down to this same mindset that I see in the hood, the ghetto, and the project. That same mindset is in a lot of the rednecks and what they consider to be the trailer trash. That same exact mindset. Ours might be crack and weed and all that, but theirs is like meth and all. It's this. But as far as like making up excuses saying that the man is, there are people in trailer parks that are completely white that will say the man is keeping them down. It's crazy. We say white man, they just say the man.
Well, see,
you know what's
like I said, it's the same. It's almost
you
exactly the same.
yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what I haven't seen any content create? Even I haven't said anything like that. I just took a sabbatical from some rebuilding. I lost my other account. I got censored, so I just chilled out for about a couple years. I'm not mad because I gained so much knowledge. You know what I mean? And it wasn't just for getting subscribers. Not a pretty good bit of subscribers, but it was more or less the message. I didn't even sell anything. I was about to, but by the time I reached gross over 40,000, that's when they canceled me. I did like 40,000 in like 3 months.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And that was true. That was as I said, that was a lot of work. You know what I'm saying, a lot of promotion, yada yada, sharing, sticking in comments, yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying, and moving it that way through. Basically, Twitter is what got me, and I started my stuff just by putting up polls. The polls got me subscribers, and then I started putting my blogs in there, and that's what happened. It just blew up real quick, and Twitter saw that, YouTube saw that, and I got kicked off, and
Wow.
Facebook got kicked off, all three.
I've been
But
kicked off a few times.
right, but it's groovy. You know what I'm saying? It's groovy. I'm cool with that. But anyways, as it goes on, remember when it was a Charlotte, North Carolina, when they were taking a Robert E. Lee statue down?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was watching videos from people that were like on top of a hill, and like down the hill was the what was it, Robert E. Lee, and they were all black folks. And they were sitting there saying, man, we ain't going to turn up our town for no statue or anything. That statue didn't do nothing to us. So what? It's there. And then these are people from the hood saying this. Okay. So now, while I'm sitting there looking at this, and they said all the you're talking about the similarities of from being in the hood in a black urban, and then you have the red knock-neck trailer park trash. It was an epiphany for me. And what we saw was that even they saw that they have all these days that they had all these white folks down that hill fighting over a Robert E. Lee statue. And at the same time, look, that there's white establishment people are doing the same exact thing to white folks as what they did to us.
That is
You know,
interesting.
and that's what crossed my mind as I was watching it.
Wow.
That you actually have black folks saying this, watching all that happen by the Robert E. Lee statue. The black folks didn't even care. Actually, Robert E. Lee was he didn't fight for the South just because of the South. He was fighting because Robert E. Lee never even owned slaves.
Nope, that's what I was gonna say. But you know what? The sad part about it is that they can pass out any information they want to and say, "Sir, I mean, you know what? They even destroyed Frederick Douglass. You know, there was some
Right.
black people. They destroyed that. They didn't even know that he was even black. They just seen the statue because you know all statues somehow have the same color. They saw it and all that. They thought that it was he was a white man too, and tore up his statue.
Wait. Did you read Robert E. Lee's letters to his wife?
Yep.
Wow, dude. I was like, my mind was blown. Only reason being he fought in that war was to protect his family. He knew all them generals. They all went to West Point together.
Yep. I would say I got a personal book from David Barton and Tim Barton, and it's actually in this book right here, The American Story. They got stuff from them themselves, like them along with Glenn Beck. They got like the personal letters. They have the original documents of a lot of these things these guys, our forefathers, wrote. It's amazing, man. But yeah, it's. I mean, that's what happens whenever we talk about certain things like this. I would take people down that road and I would show them like there are certain people that they telling y'all that are racist. You can sit there and read their memoirs, read their bibliography where they wrote themselves, where they said, "Never have I ever owned a slave." And even one of the ones that was trying to abolish slavery right when they got here on land, we tearing their statues up and calling all these forefathers racist. It's like y'all know that like it's only a handful of them out of the whole 56 or whatever that owned slaves. Like 12 of them out of the whole 56 did, but we make it seem like all of them did. So
but what about the freemen?
You
know what I'm saying? Which they don't want to say that story about the freemen.
Oh no,
you know what I'm saying? And stuff like with the blacks that own slaves.
Oh no, why you got to go there? I mean, we ain't talking about them, no. See this?
Well, I was looking on Twitter and there was a woman. She was a black lady, and she was talking about how white people should be ashamed. All white people should be ashamed that there needs to be an extinction of the white race because of all the atrocities. And I'm thinking every single race has done some sort of atrocity to each other.
The Brits, the French, the Jutes, the Irish, Scottish. During that time of William Wallace, they used to take their wives, and you know what I'm saying, that they just got married and have sex with their wives and bring them back.
That's why there's just every single race has done something. I mean, even I'm just gonna call them Indians. I don't care.
Yeah, you know that J word.
Well, they have, kept each other slaves. They would capture each other. They would kill each other.
Yes.
In fact, their race may be extinct if we wouldn't have come and taken over, because they were killing each other off.
And then you know what? I would show. I got documents and everything right here. I would show people videos of Indians having black people as slaves. I'm like, how come nobody pissed off about that? You know what I mean? I would show them black people that own other black slaves, and the black people own Indians as slaves as well. Nobody said about that. And Mama Don, you said something interesting about that black woman. You talking about a black woman. There was a black woman that was also doing the same exact thing that you said right now. And when they traced her ancestry, her great whatever grandfather, he brought slaves over on the Mayflower. She didn't even know she was mixed. But yes, she was out there. I couldn't believe it. Huh?
I said it could have been.
Man, what about have you ever heard of the Gula Wars?
The who?
The Gula Wars.
Oh, Gula War. No, I haven't.
The Gula Wars. Okay, the Black Seminoles.
Oh, I got you now. I got you. Yeah.
Okay, because little do people know that the only free state in the South was Florida.
Yep.
Yo, say, I mean, people didn't know the only free state in the South was Florida, dude. So a lot of slaves didn't just go up north; they went down south.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's where Nat Turner was trying to get to.
Right. So when they allied up with the Seminole Indians, the Indians only had one word. People's like, well, why did the Indians ally up with them? Henceforth, if you go back thousands of years, and basically was reason being they changed hip hop to what it was because there was a group called because it was a syndicate called Native Tongue. Everybody had there was a native trade tongue that it didn't matter where you were in the world because look, you had pyramids all over the world.
Yep.
Aztec, Mayan, Egyptian, all that stuff. So everybody had a language that was a trading language like English is today. Henceforth, native tongue, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, all them Bram Puba. That's what was that was the inner lines of the messages. That's henceforth the native tongue. You know what I'm saying? Uniting everybody of all tribes around the world into a native tongue. You know?
Wow.
But anyways, people talk about the Alamo. Oh, it wasn't all Mexicans. It was the Mexicans, it was the Indians, and it was the blacks.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They tore the Alamo up. Remember the Alamo, dude? And every time I heard, even when I was a kid, every time I heard, like, what type of freedom were you fighting for if you had all these different people that were indigenous of this country as well as indigenous of other countries, all after you and destroy your fort? What was really going on then?
That's you know what, it's really interesting because you saying that right now it makes you, I mean, I know, but it should make one think, why would they leave out some of these great details like what you mentioned? It wasn't just Mexicans there. Why would they leave the detail out as if it were only them there?
Well, what also I was, when we were talking about slaves, as a lot of the slaves of the southern states, they were treated like family. And that's why a lot of them stayed in those states. They didn't leave. They stayed here because they were almost like, the women of the house would teach the black children with their white children how to read. And, they weren't supposed to, but they snuck and did it.
That's how we got to Frederick Douglass's and all that stuff like that the blacks that were actually inside Congress, before blacks were even thought of putting them in the history books. What was it? I didn't know that. I didn't know that blacks was in Congress probably about like 15 years ago.
Yep.
And there again, Democrats is the ones who.
I mean, that's give or take. I don't got exact. It could be 20 years, but at a minimum 50, because I don't really remember, but a minimum 15 years. I'll just give it that. That's still a long time. Because it was just because I didn't know that in high school.
Well, right. They don't tell you none of that stuff.
That's what I was gonna say, and that's what I'm saying. That's one of the things that makes you just say, what makes one? It should make one wonder, like, why don't they want us to know this? Why don't they want us to know about all these? Man, why don't they want us to know about all these black heroes that did like awesome things? Some of them turned the tides of wars and all that, fought with George Washington, Amistad and all that. Why didn't they let us? Why are they keeping that information from us? Do they not want us to see and know that a lot of black people were free in America? A lot of black people did great things. They were preachers, Lemuel Haynes and Monet. They don't talk about Hoosier, why don't they keep that information in the books to let us know that? Because they don't want us to see that even when we did come over here, we still were working together. But all they want to talk about is everything from a Southern view that, no, when America was discovered, black people slaved. That's it.
But also, go ahead.
Well, Thomas also talks about how in the 50s, blacks were doing better then than they are doing now.
Because of Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yeah, but they traded, like he says, they traded their fathers for the government. And the liberal government has not stopped being racist. They have not. They just found a new way to do it. And it's almost like a bribery way they do it. They say, well, you do this and we'll give you this and we'll give you this and and it keeps black people from, and even white remnants from getting jobs, from succeeding, because they think, well, I'd rather have this free money, which how can you ever get anywhere with what they give you? I mean, it's nothing. I mean, I couldn't live on it, and I wouldn't want to live on it.
You know what? Here's one thing that I learned. I made it very, very simple. I have a thing I say that everybody plays their ace of spades, no matter who you are. You know what I mean? So anyways, that being said, everybody wants to throw an ace of spades down. but they never pick up the diamonds because they don't care because everybody found out what club they're in. Because that's the way their ace of hearts is played, because their cards are all face up. So in order for you to sit there and have everything right, you know that everybody has an ace of hearts. You figure out what their ace of clubs or the clubs of who they affiliate with. You sit there after you affiliate. Well, once you actually establish your clubs, now you can throw out the diamonds, and together you throw down spades. Simple as that, you know. And people trying to be in a place of God, you know, trying people for not to even believe our own eyes, you know. You see Hollywood and what's going on over there, Jamie Foxx. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's all. And then my friend, which is a personal friend of mine, you know what I'm saying? Well, was a personal friend of mine, was Coolio. I knew the man really well, you know, and there's questions about that which I'm not going to go into. I'm still on that, you know what I mean? But and that affected me personally, you know, because I said this man was my friend, and I came from the industry, but I didn't meet him in the industry. We just, you know what I'm saying? We just happened to click. And we're from this, and we're originally from the same town. So he can be him, I can be me, and we used to lived in Vegas and go to Tacos Mexicano, man, because we loved our burritos.
Wow, man! Wow,
you know,
crazy.
And then all of a sudden this happens, you know, and he's well loved, and I even put a video out. It should be out there on Facebook, and a couple of my friends one of my friends that I knew Coolio, and we even said it, and I even said it on there. I said, look, man, I go, if there's any bad that comes from Coolio, you know what I'm saying? I said, we will attack you, the industry, and everybody, because you don't know this man. We did. We ate. We broke bread with this man. Yeah,
Wow.
you know, and guess what? Coolio's name is not inside the press, and I know they seen it, and that was on my page.
Really?
Yes. Yes. What? Yes. Jay Foster, that's my Facebook page.
You said Jay Foster?
Yeah. Oh, you do? Oh, yeah. And I talk about the J word. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not going to do it on your channel, but I was talking about Kanye West, right? And what he was talking about. And I laid it down that there's no way, before I even said what I was going to say, there's not a bone, you know what I'm saying, that you can say that's anything that's anti-Semitic for me. Because, you know, I said, like, I got numbers of devoted Jays that are friends for me, that are friends of mine, and that will be for me. I said, I'm talking about the hierarchy Jays.
Wow.
Not the common Jays on Facebook, and still there.
Cabal.
Right, you know, but it's not Hollywood. I mean, if you really wanted, these hierarchy Jays and what Kanye is talking about, right? These are the same ones that worship Baal in Mount Sinai. Okay,
descendants.
These are the descendants. This is why God told Saul to kill all of them. You know, I mean, this is scripture. I'm not saying, and for the sake of everybody in the channel, I'm not saying go ahead and do this. You know what I'm saying? I says, you know what? Because I'm just going to say it this way: vengeance is the Lord's, not mine. Right. So all y'all still going to get it.
And you know what? Were you saying that? I tell people all the time, like, if you read that book, they did that all the time. Whenever he wiped somebody out, they wiped out the whole lineage, like they said the kids and everything. And you know what's interesting is that even when you find that amongst lions, there can be some cubs of a certain age, and if that male lion gets taken over by another male lion or two male lions, those male lions immediately come in and eradicate those cubs.
Yeah.
They're like, nope, we getting rid of y'all. Y'all of y'all dad's seed. We about to make our own.
If you remember, I think before they went into Canaan, God gave them a bunch of lists and told them if they didn't follow these laws, he started naming a whole bunch of bad things that's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
Dude, go to Second King. Go to the Kings. Okay, and I tell you, Second Kings, right? I get them mixed up because the whole thing, both of them were just interesting. Those two books are all about politics. You know what I'm saying? Chronicles gave you the lineage, and then Kings got into the nitty gritty of all, and then it's all the politics and what these kings did, how they ruled, how some of them were good with God, some of them wasn't good with God, all the way to the time of Daniel. And it's an interesting, and this is what a lot of people that say they study, but don't study. But as I'm looking at this, and what helped me, and I tell everybody, at work, just download an audio Bible, man, and just listening to it while you're at work. Listen to it while you're in your car, because you know what, it's a lot easier. Because when you're reading, it also takes some of your brain power. But when you're listening to the scripture, now you can actually picture it and gives your mind more time to breathe.
Right. It's almost like you're able to bring up like an imagination of it.
Right. You know what I mean?
I like what I'm saying? It doesn't bother me. I love it.
No. Just try it. Just go through the whole Bible and try it. And actually, I started doing this to Passover.
Yep, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers. Those are a little bit.
Right. Deuteronomy, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I mean, I didn't even read all Deuteronomy because that's too much sacrifices to me. That will let a lot of y'all.
It's not just sacrifices. It's how many things they can eat and can't eat.
Wow!
Which ones they can sacrifice and who can do this and why.
That's religion right there, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I see why Jesus came with all them laws.
Chapter. It really does. It'll repeat the same thing 2 or 3 chapters, and I'm like, didn't I just read this? But it could be one thing different. But it is a lot of.
I never finished Deuteronomy. That's one book I never finished.
It's a lot.
Every other book I went through, Deuteronomy was not the book I finished, man.
Leviticus to me was harder than Deuteronomy. Yeah. Leviticus was harder.
You know what? Lord, it's like this with God for me. But what happened to him? You there?
I don't know. Where'd he go? He might have had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Well, I say, forgive me, Lord, but you know what? I go, the book of Deuteronomy is the one book I really dislike because that's beyond me.
I can get, like I said, numbers is kind of just numbers. It's how many people were in each tribe and all this. And it's that's all it is numbers.
Right.
So, at least Deuteronomy has a little bit about Moses and when Aaron dies and all that, but when you read Numbers and Leviticus, my goodness.
Oh yeah, Leviticus. I think I went a few chapters in Leviticus. I think I went a few chapters in Leviticus, but I got some verses from Leviticus. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. I plan on maybe I should go through Leviticus and just try to listen my way through it.
Oh, Leviticus tells you all these rules about what you can eat, and there's a lot. A lot. Yeah, you're not here. Unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself.
There he goes again.
Yeah.
He's broken the internet.
He's still live. I still see it on mine. But it's crazy. But it's crazy. But we're getting off the subject. But yeah, it's lovely going to God. But when it comes right down to it, this is not about black. This is not about white. This is not even me. It really isn't. But but my question, even on the black side, is why. And I know why. But it's crazy that. Wait. What is it? when you ask a question, you know how you ask a question why and you already know, and then I mean, as I'm thinking about it, it's like, what and how did it get you to think this way?
Yeah.
You know, and you still know why, and that's the crazy thing about it.
Well, that's like I was telling him earlier. The way I was raised was, my parents were very strict. First of all, I was
You
never held by them.
can't hear you, bro. Yo, try to go completely out. Do you hear me? Just nod your head. Nod your head.
He can't hear us now. He took his headphones off.
Oh, nod your head. Nod your head if you can hear us.
Hello, hello.
Do you hear us? Nod. Raise your hand if you can hear us. I guess he don't hear us.
Maybe he's muted.
Oh no. Yo, wait.
He went out back in. He's still, and there he goes out again. Here he is again.
Reset your computer. I told him to reset. I told him to reset his reset his computer.
I don't know what he's doing.
No, I just went into the chat.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. Reset your computer.
I'm gonna start singing.
Oh.
I think he's messed up.
Man, what's wrong? Could you hear us? Oh, he's gonna write it down. You're still live.
It's YouTube.
You're still live. All right. All right, he said, okay, let's see. I can't see yet.
I don't have no bad connection.
And I hold on. Let me. I'm gonna get my computer out. Matter of fact, no, you're on my TV.
YouTube is saying I do.
Dude, you're on my TV right now. I mean, not on my computer. You're actually on my TV. Like you're like YouTube TV on Roku. What?
What did it say?
Really?
What did he say?
It dropped him. YouTube dropped him off of his own shit.
How come we're still on here?
Yeah, and then you're on. It's on my YouTube.
When I refresh, it drops me off.
What? Hold on. Yeah, yeah. He's on my Roku.
So wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah. You're on my TV, and this was from my TV remote control.
Is the live chat still there?
Let me see.